Hey everyone. Hey
Hey
everyone.
y'all.
So we're getting ready to get started. So we're doing a yes, I am. I am team straight leg. I very rarely wear wide leg pants.
Mm-mm.
But we're getting ready to dive into this live where we're focusing
Oh,
all about zippers. We have one, yeah, we're gonna actually have two um subject matter experts, as I like to call them, that do a lot of different types of zippers. And Britt is our main subject matter expert for this particular session. And we're gonna bring up Aisha because she is all about invisible zippers, and she's going to show us how she does invisible zippers. And in her words, she would put an invisible zipper in everything if she could. So she's the right person to have come up here and guide me and Britt through like what she does with invisible zippers and why she feels like they're so easy. And the reason why we really decided to do this session about zippers is because a lot of people stay away from zippers, and I know that oh, is it McCall's pattern? Okay, I'm gonna go get
yeah,
it.
it's McCall.
Oh, it's on sale now, so I need to go back and get it. I'm gonna go get it. Um, hey, Portia. So the reason why decided to do this is because I just started sewing last July. I'm not gonna say I'm a new sewist, but definitely I struggle with zippers, and even to this day, because I have such large gaps in between when I do a zipper, I literally have to watch a YouTube video every time before I do a zipper because I don't remember. I remember some of the steps, but not all of the steps. But once, like Britt, once somebody kind of walks me through it, then I can do it. And so really this is just about trying to make it a little bit more comfortable for people to do zippers. But this is also an opportunity for you to ask questions. So we're going to talk about some different kind of zippers. So just to give you a little bit of reference about what we're going to talk about today, Britt's going to kind of walk us through zipper by the yard. So I'm going to be asking Brittany all kind of questions about zipper by the yard, why, the pros of it, the cons of it from her perspective, and how do you use it? What do
Whew.
you need to use it? When do you use it? When is it good to use? When is it not? Or can you use it in every situation? We're going to talk about what is the difference between zipper number 5 and zipper number 3, and when would you use one or the other, and what is it? So and I have these. I'm going to show you these, and I know Britt has some too, so I'm going to show you them as well. We're also going to talk about inside pocket zipper, and what do you need to know about sewing a zipper, an inside pocket zipper? Like why is that different from sewing a regular traditional zipper that you would sew? And when are you likely to see that type of zipper being used? Like, is it, would you see it inside of a pocket of a purse, or would you see it inside of a pocket of a jacket that you would do it? So we'll talk about when you're likely to use that method to sew a zipper. We're going to talk about purse zippers. What is it? Like, is that the same as another type of zipper? And what do you need to know about purse zippers? We're going to talk about different kinds of zipper pulls and any tips or anything you need to know. When do you even need to use a zipper pull? And then I saw on one of Brittany's lives that she had used this um, ruler zipper template. And so I asked her to talk a little bit about that ruler zipper template, just to kind of like, when do you use it? Why is it helpful? If you don't have that zipper template, like I don't have it, like what is it, what steps is it replacing? How is it making installing a zipper easy? And then last but not least, we're going to bring Aisha on to talk about the invisible zipper, and why, why does she feel that, I'm not going to say it's easy, even though I'm going to let her describe it as whether she thinks it's easy or not. But when she says, I will put it in, every time if I got an opportunity, to me, that means you've mastered it and it's not something that you stay away from. And so what are some of the tips that she can give us to better use invisible zippers? And then I have a whole lot of different types of zippers here. I got some scrap fabrics here. So I am going to do my best to, when I can, demonstrate as Britt or Aisha are talking about the different types of zippers. If I'm able to demonstrate it, if it's a part of the ability to be able to demonstrate, then I'm going to do some demonstration as well, just so that you're able to see. So I'll turn my camera down. You won't be able to see me, but I'll try to put my camera either on the fabric or on as I'm doing this stitching, so that you can actually see some demonstration as we're doing it. So with that, I'm going to stop, and because I know I've been talking a whole lot, and Britt, I don't know if you want to say anything.
Nope, I'm good.
Britt is like, okay, let's dive into it. So, all right, well, let's start with the first. And if you all have questions, definitely, drop them in the chat, and I will, answer those questions, or ask Brittany and she'll answer them. Or when we get to the invisible zipper, we'll bring Aisha on and she'll answer. So let's start with the first thing, which is the zipper by the yard. So I just ordered. Again, I'm somebody who's never used Zipper by the Yard ever before. I only know about it because of Brittany and Miss Nikki, who do bags and have talked about Zipper by the Yard. So I literally ordered 3 yards of Zipper by the Yard, and it is exactly what it says. It's a zipper by the yard. It's 3 yards of continuous zipper. So I guess my first question is, one, how did you? I mean, the zippers that I knew about were these
Those.
zippers. You find the size that you want, 7 inch, 12 to 14. You find the one that your pattern is calling for, and you get it, and you use that. So, what made you realize, like, yeah, that's not working for me, or that's not the best option, and you decided to go with something that is completely different than those prepackaged zippers?
When I started sewing, I literally only learned how to sew to make bags. That was my whole purpose in learning how to sew. I didn't
Mm-hmm.
want to make anything else. But then I realized like some patterns called for a number 5 purse zipper. In the older patterns, you can tell kind of looking at patterns, older patterns, you'll see it'll say use a number 5 purse zipper. But then there's other patterns that are newer from the newer indie designers that tell you to use zipper by the yard. And it'll tell you in the pattern, like it'll say you need a 10-inch zipper. We'll just use a regular number. You'll need a 10-inch zipper. And then in parentheses on the newer patterns, it'll say if using zipper by the yard, cut 10.5 inches or 11 inches.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why it tells you that is because if you look at a regular zipper, I got one right here. If you look at a regular zipper, you got this extra at the
Yeah.
top that doesn't have any zipper. So when you put that in a bag or purse or whatever, you have this extra to where your zipper isn't going to come off. With zipper by the yard, you don't have that. So in a pattern, when it's telling you that you need a 7-inch zipper, it's telling you that you need 7 inches of usable zipper. So when you measure your zipper measurement doesn't start up here. It starts at the zipper teeth. So it's telling you you need 7 inches of usable zipper. So when you put zipper tabs or something on your zipper to create a zipper stopper, of course, with zipper by the yard, you're covering some of that, which is why the pattern tells you to cut the zipper a little bit extra. So personally, there are people that use the store-bought purse zippers. I personally don't like the way they look. I feel like if you're going to make a custom bag, then have the option of making everything customizable. Now, you can, with those zippers, you can pop the zipper pull off and put another zipper pull on, but again, you're wasting money. Why
Yeah.
are we wasting money? We don't want to waste money. So once I realized that, okay, I know what zipper by the yard is. Now I know that it comes with, again, when you buy these long zippers, you got 22 inches of zipper or whatever this is. I don't even know how long this is. But you got this long zipper, but you got one zipper pull. So if you cut it, you have more zipper pulls.
Right.
You then have to go buy, hopefully, find a zipper pull that can fit on here. So again, it's wasteful because now I got this long zipper. I only need 14 inches of zipper. Now the rest of this is trash. I can't do anything with it. But with zipper by the yard, if my pattern tells me Not even if my pattern tells me. Take example, the dress that we did with Shishi last week. I asked her, how long of a zipper do you need? She was like, you can put as long of a zipper in as you want or whatever you have. Well, I had Zipper by the Yard and I had pre-made zippers. I used Zipper by the Yard for that zipper in the white dress because I didn't have a white zipper. It's universal. I make bags. I had zipper on hand, so I zipper in there.
Right.
As opposed to if you don't have Zipper by the Yard or if you just have the store bought zippers, you're very limited on what you can do because you're subjected to the zipper pull that's on there. I don't like that. Y'all see what I do. I customize everything. So
Right.
even though I have this purple zipper and this company order zipper pulls to go with it, just because I ordered it with it doesn't mean I have to use it. If I want to throw a rainbow zipper on here, I can. Even though this has gunmetal teeth, if I want to be crazy and put a silver zipper on here, I can. Doesn't matter what came with it. I can use it for what I want. I will say though, sometimes there is a drawback. Like, hold on, let me grab it.
So that's
This zipper is okay. So most Zipper by the Yard has nylon teeth. So it looks like this. It's not plastic. It won't melt. You can put heat on it. But there are also Zipper by the Yard that have teeth like this. And if you look close, it's
it's
hearts.
like flat.
It's hearts though. You see?
Yes. Oh, that is so cute.
This one isn't nylon. This one is resin. So there is different type of
Let me
teeth
write that down.
to it. And not all sell the same kind of Zipper by the Yard. Not all have the same colors and all that.
So a couple of things I thought about too when you were talking. One is that one, I like Karen, what she said. I never thought about the fact that when you buy these pre-cut zippers with everything in it, and you buy this extra long one and you don't use it, you pretty much are wasting the other half of it that you paid for, by the way,
Yep,
because you don't have any mechanism to, put a different zipper pull on it. And I never thought about it. Like, is what size zipper pull? Even if you had extra ones, it's no guarantee it's going to fit because I have a
yep.
ton of different zippers here, and they don't look
They're
like
all
the
different.
different. Right? They're literally all different. If you could see my little basket of zippers, every single one of them is different from size from one to the other. So but I think what I hear you saying is that Zipper by the Yard, when you get the zipper pulls, is standard sizes so you can put it, or is that, did I misunderstand that piece?
No, for the most part, they are pretty standard. For the most part, like this Zipper by the Yard came from one person, but this zipper pull came from a whole different company, but I can use them together. Um, Sometimes you'll get a one off where it doesn't quite fit, but I've never run into that problem.
Okay. And I see Top Notch Designs was saying that you do have the ability to add zippers to like the store bought, like, so if you had something left over, you just would need the
Yeah, but you
size.
gotta go figure out the size, and that's more money that you have to spend to buy an additional zipper pull. What?
Yeah. So thank you for that, Top Notch, and thank you for that, Brittany. So you could do it, but
Okay,
to
close the
your
door.
point, you would be spending more additional.
More money. Yeah.
And I'll tell you, just from my experience, again, I've never used Zipper by the Yard, but I could tell you right away, it is cheaper. I think I got this whole 3 yards was like $9 for this whole 3 yards of zippers. Whereas this one 14-inch zipper was like $5 if I didn't buy it on sale. So it just that right there shows me that. And I got, I don't know how many are in here, 10 or 20 zipper pulls that came with this 3 yards. Now, the only thing I don't think it came with is the end of it. You know how it has
They
that.
usually don't come with the ends, but you can, like, if you wanted to turn it into like a separating zipper, you can buy that piece.
Okay.
But and I mean that couple $3 or $4. But realistically speaking, how many of us are making jackets that need separating zipper?
Right.
Not that often.
No.
So I would go buy a separating zipper for the one-off jacket, as opposed to where we're putting zippers in skirts, dresses, whatever. Your zipper is sewn in, so either your fabric is your zipper stop, and you can always sew over the teeth as long as you're not using a metal zipper. But you can sew over the teeth to create a zipper stop on the end. You can sew over it.
Yeah, I was just looking at this. I mean, I feel like this is metal, but
It's not. It's nylon.
it's nylon. Okay.
Yep, it's
And
nylon.
She just said that Wawak actually has zipper by the yard for $4. Is it $4 a yard, She for that at Wawak, which is still cheaper because again, this is 12 inches, 14 inches that I know I think I paid $5 for. So
Karen,
definitely,
you said, how do you know what size the zippers is? It's very easy to tell. This will segue into the different zipper sizes. So if you look at this tooth, you see how skinny that is? This
yeah.
is a zipper number 3. The purple is the number 5. You
Oh, yeah.
can clearly, visibly look at it and tell the difference. Not to mention the number 3 zipper, of course, will always have a smaller zipper pull. The
Mm-hmm.
number 3 zipper pretty much looks like the standard zippers that you buy in the store, the 7-inch, 14-inch. That one would,
Number. This is a number three.
yeah, that one's tiny like a number 3. But see, the difference is, you see how big those teeth look compared to another number 3 zipper? Like, these are generally small. Like, look at, like, usually like the colorful zippers
Mm-hmm.
used on like dresses or whatever.
Yeah. Oh, I think this. Let me see. I think this is. Yes, here we go. So I got just for this, I ended up getting some number three zipper by the yard too. So this one was number five zipper by the yard, and then I also got some number three zipper by the
Yeah, you
yard.
see how small the teeth is?
Yeah, so that's number three zipper by the yard. So the next question that I have is, you talk about cutting the zippers. What are we using to cut these zippers? Is it just the regular scissors that we're using to cut our fabric, or should we be using something
So
different? The
I'm
a
extra.
roller, what do
I'm extra. We're gonna lead with, I'm extra. I'm very extra. I don't use the same scissors to cut the same things. I have fabric scissors, I have vinyl scissors, I have double-sided tape scissors. I also have a zipper scissors that I use just to cut zippers,
okay,
because you can use your regular scissors, it will cut, but it will dull your scissors pretty
okay,
quick, because you're cutting through essentially nylon over and over and over again. But you can use your regular scissors. I just use a pair of Fisker scissors that are just for zippers. The thing with zipper by the yard though is, or any zipper, because I've done it with the store bought zippers. When you cut this, it will fray. So you probably can't see, but when you cut it, it'll fray. So to keep down on that, you just use a lighter just to singe it, and it
okay,
won't fray anymore.
okay. So I think what I hear you saying is you can cut it with regular scissors if you don't have anything else, but if you're gonna
Yeah,
be using
but if you're gonna be using it, then
right,
get
you need to get
a
some
pair of
different
scissors just for zipper.
right. Okay. And you're saying use a lighter to so you should so for the piece that you're gonna actually sew in, you should use it just basically take a lighter to the end of it.
Yep.
Then and then the end that remains attached to the longer, thread, you're gonna take a
You can do it to both ends
to
just to
both
keep it
ends.
from fraying.
Okay. All right. I'm trying to think if I have any other questions about zipper by the yard. So you definitely want to do like a half an inch more than what it calls for
Um,
pattern
yeah,
to
like
account for
generally,
the.
depending on what it is, like you just want to make sure that you have the usable amount. So if the pattern says that you need a 10-inch zipper, you probably want to cut it 11 inches. That way you have a half inch extra on each side,
Okay.
just in case you're putting like fabric zipper stops or the zipper is being sewn into the seam or something like that.
Okay. I'm just writing these steps down. Because I think this is really helpful when I go to use this invisible zipper. I'm be like, okay, what did Britt say about what I have to do? So I
Oh,
don't.
but let me show you before we switch to the next zipper. Let me teach you how to put the pull on the zipper
Oh
because a
yes.
lot of people are like, okay, well, I got the zipper by the yard. How do I use it? So generally what I do is before I even once I cut my zipper, before I go to put my pull on, I will iron this because of course now it's wrinkled. When you iron it, it makes it flat, it makes it easier to go on. It lets you see what's happening. But you can do it without it. So what you want to do is pull it apart just
Okay.
a little bit, not very much. Maybe an inch, inch and a half. Then you want to take, of course, I dropped it. Then you want to take your zipper pull. Now, on your zipper pull, when you look at it, you have what I call the tip of the arrow. That's the part at the top, triangle. And then you have this square bottom. So
Okay.
you want to have this part, the front side, facing you
Okay.
with the triangle down.
With the triangle down, front part facing me with the Okay, like this. Front
So what
part
you want
facing
to
me.
do,
The
yeah,
triangle
the zipper pull side, yep, should be to you. So the
okay,
flat side of the zipper is facing away.
is facing away. Okay. But then the triangle part you said is facing down. Like
Yep,
so
just
this
like that.
okay, just like
Yep,
this.
just
Okay.
like that. So what you want to do is on your first side, whichever side you're comfortable with, I always go to the left first.
Hmm.
You just put it on there
Okay.
and it'll slide down. So this
Yes.
is so what you want to do is you want to hold it. Are you left or right handed?
I'm right.
Okay, so hold it in your left hand. You want to hold the zipper pull and the tape like that.
Okay. Oh, hold it. Okay.
So so now what you're going to do is take this other side and just put it under the bottom, but you want to look through the top to make sure that it's even on the inside.
Okay.
And if you need more space, you can pull it out a little bit more. The main part is you just want to make sure that when you look in down inside the flat side that they're even.
Okay. Well, this is a little tricky
Yeah, it takes some practice.
because mine doesn't
Well,
want.
if you need to open it more, you can.
It doesn't
Don't
want.
try to push it all the way through yet.
Oh, don't push it through. Well, when you say make sure it's even, I don't know what you mean by that.
Like look down inside
Uh huh.
when you put that other side in, just make them stop together. Like you're not going to pull it down just yet. Just look down inside. Like it's literally just sitting on top inside.
Okay. I think I did it. I think I did it. Okay.
So now you want to take it and hold it in your right hand and just push down on the zipper pull and it'll go through.
I'm taking it in my right hand.
Nope, hold you got to hold the tape. Hold it. Hold on.
Okay. So let me see you do it first.
So you put that side in
Okay.
and then you put this side in
Okay.
and then you check that they're even. Hold the tape, move and just push down. But this is it wasn't even. I did it on purpose. You see how it's not lining up straight?
Yes. Okay.
What'll
Because it's
happen if
not
it's not
even.
even on the inside?
Okay. This is tricky. I can see that right now. Okay. So I'm putting this on, like you said. but I'm not putting it all the way through. I'm basically just putting it just so it kind of is sitting in there.
Sits on top. Yep.
And then I'm going to hold this with my left hand and take my right hand and push this one.
Yep. Sit it in. Once you got them both in there and they're kind of even, you kind of want to switch hands and hold it kind of like this.
Lord, this thing does not want to go in here. I'm going to get it. I feel like.
You got it. Hold on. I think you got it backwards.
Oh, you think I got it backwards?
No, no, no. Okay, so it's in there, right? So put
Yeah,
your
but it's not
fingers.
even though. It's not even, like you said.
It'll take practice.
Okay. Because
From
it's kind
there,
of,
you
I like forcing it in there a little bit.
may have to. Sometimes the zipper pulls are a little bit tight and you got to push it in. But to make it easy to go through because it's not going to fit like that, grab another pull. Grab a
Okay.
different pull. Sometimes the pulls be a little crazy.
Okay. All right. I got a different one. Watch this one work. Okay. All right.
Yeah,
So here's
Karen,
what
it
I
is.
remember. So basically, flat part away from me, triangle facing down, hold it in my left hand, the tape in my left hand. I'm sliding it just to the top, holding it
Yep.
with my left hand, and taking my right hand and sliding.
Yep.
Hold on, let me see. Oh, look at that. Okay, it did. It
And
went.
now, okay, so hold it like this under the
Okay.
bottom.
Hold it
Put your
like that
finger
on
under the
top.
pull. Yeah, put your finger under the pull and
Okay.
just push down on the pull.
Oh, okay. Yep, that worked.
You should
That
be
worked.
able, once it's on there,
Yes.
you should
Now
be able
it
to
is
grab the
still a little
pull.
bit crooked, but what you just said worked, and I can see how it's still a little bit crooked. As you
Yeah.
can you see
And
it? But
from there, you don't want to continue because your whole tape is going to be crooked. So if it goes on crooked, pull it off and do it again.
okay, pull it off and do it again. Okay. But I can see with what you just said that it does work. So I think that the key is don't push that sucker all the way down. Leave it
Yeah.
like just kind of sitting at the top. Which you said, you actually said that. So yep. So see how that's now even. I don't know if you can see it, but can you
Yep.
see
And
that?
then once you push down, it'll go
Yes. Okay, it's even. I did it.
grab the
I did it.
pull and just zip.
I did it. It's perfect. I can tell already. I'm too excited, but it is even. Watch. It's
Yep.
even. I don't know if you can see it, but and it's starting to do exactly what you said, which is it's starting to
It'll fray. Yep.
fray at the end. But I did it. It's perfect. So it's on there.
Yep.
So let me ask you this question. Should you do this before you cut your piece? Like to use?
Don't cut iron my I cut it, I iron it, and then I put my zipper pull on. And I say that because some bags you don't really have to put your zipper pull on right away. Like when we did the Triviani bag, you didn't have to put your zipper pull on right away. I personally put my zipper pull on because when we get into sewing and we're just gonna go through it. So
Right.
the later you put it on, the more chance you have getting to put it on. And nobody wants to get to the end of the bag and realize that they didn't put their zipper pull on. So I put mine on right
Right.
after I cut.
That's enough to make you cry, right? It would make me cry because then you have to
Is
take it
it's
apart,
Yep,
or you
it's
just gonna have
people
a
that
bag
have
with a
done
nice
it.
zipper that doesn't work. So okay, no, that's so. Can you talk about just really quick? Can you talk about the ironing? Why do you iron it again?
It makes it flat, it makes it lay flat. And when you go to put your zipper pull on, you can easily see if you don't have it on right. Because if it's
Okay,
wrinkled, you see how it's got curves and stuff in it. So
yeah,
can't really tell. I know if I put the zipper pull on, but for a new person, they may just be like, "Oh, well, it's just wrinkled." No, baby, it's not wrinkled. Your
but
zipper is not on
it's
straight.
not on straight, and that's a good point about not putting it on straight because literally your whole 3 yards or whatever you got will be forever uneven
Yeah, it'll
from that
be
point forward.
lumpy and bumpy. And let me see if I can.
And I can't even imagine trying to straighten it out after the fact. Like
You can't. Like, let me see if I can attempt to put this on completely wrong so you can
yeah,
really
that
see.
that is a good tip.
But also, when you iron it and you go to like put it on, lay it up against your fabric, you see, this is what'll happen if
Oh yeah,
you
I can
put
see.
it on and it's not straight.
Oh yeah,
Can you keep going? Yes, but it's not going to look good.
yeah. You can't, right. It's gonna be forever like a little, well, I can see it right away because you can see this is the difference between how it looks when it's lined
Yep,
up. You don't have any, it's even. I can pull
yep.
the zipper all well. Oh yeah, look, it's pulling.
Yeah, you can pull it all the way through the
I can
three
pull
yards.
it all the way up and back and it's opening, and then it's closing. That is so cool. That is really cool.
Karen,
And you
you
can see
can
I got
fix
this
it.
in um because it's reminded me of you with the colors in it.
Listen, that's
It's
what
got a
this one
fancy
is. It's
word,
just the
but
number three of the same thing. Hey,
yeah.
Joy.
Um,
Karen, you can fix it, but you notice it that it's messed up in the beginning. Why not just fix it in the beginning?
yeah, no, that would be good. So
Yeah, you
let's
can melt the zipper if you with on the zipper teeth, but I don't put my iron on the zipper teeth.
so let me because in the beginning you said I just want to make sure I clarify for myself. You said that there was a certain type of zipper that you could iron it wouldn't melt.
It won't, like Nikki has melted her zipper. I don't even know how.
But like this is
I
metal.
assume the metal ones, of course, you can't melt, but you also can't cut through the metal ones, and you shouldn't be sewing through the metal ones.
Right. Okay.
Um,
But the
I
nylon ones are ones that can melt, is what you're saying.
if you leave the heat on it for a long time, but again, when you're ironing it, you're only ironing the tape. You're not ironing the actual zipper teeth.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
that's an avoidable mistake.
Right. Okay. So cut. So cut for measure, cut,
And then
iron,
put your
and
zipper
then put
pull
your
on.
zipper pull on. And then
Yep.
make sure that when you are cutting, that you cut at least an inch longer than your pattern calls for, so that you have a half an inch extra at the top and the bottom to account for your, what do you call them,
Yeah,
stoppers?
if you want to put like a fabric zipper topper on it, or just something to hold to keep the zipper from coming off. And usually the pattern will tell you if you're putting like a zipper stopper or something on it.
Mhm.
It'll tell you how to. There's ways you can. I don't even. Yes, I do. So this bag has
Oh, I
fabric
love that
zipper
zipper.
stoppers on it. So yeah, this is the nylon one. I mean the resin one. So this one has the zipper stoppers on it. But this bag on this end, you can fold the zipper back, and there's a certain technique where you can fold it back so that when you zip it, it doesn't come off.
It
It
doesn't come
stops.
off. Is
So
that like
there's different ways to do it.
is that the technique where you kind of do this little, you
Yep.
can't really see it, but is it this
Yeah,
one
you fold it at a 90-degree angle
at
and sew
90
it
degree
down.
angle on both sides? And it's kind of, you can't see it because this is a number three zipper. It's really small, but basically it's what you said, that 90-degree angle.
And then you sew it down.
And then you sew it down onto the pieces of fabric, and then that becomes the end. I can tell you,
Yep.
just anytime I've ever put a zipper in, I rarely ever keep the very end. I usually,
Most people cut it
yeah,
because the zipper, usually the Starboard
it's too
zippers
long.
are way longer than what you need.
Right. If it says, "Oh, you need a 8 inch zipper," I'm getting a 10 or a
You
12
gotta
or
buy
12 to
10
14.
or, yep. And there's a big jump between, I think it's what, 14 and then 18 and then 20 something. That's a
Yes,
big jump.
it is.
It's a lot of waste.
So you're wasting it. So I don't know if I would ever even buy these stoppers because I haven't used them, and everything I've made, I literally just stitch back and forth at the bottom, and that's the end of
Yep.
it. Okay, so any questions? Anybody that's on, any questions about Zipper by the Yard? And or I guess Brittany, while we're waiting to see if anybody has any questions, anything else that we need to be thinking about with Zipper by the Yard? Because basically you've taken us to, you know, the different types of Zipper by the Yard. It comes in zipper number 3, which is the smaller teeth, or zipper number 5, which is the larger teeth. You told us that when we cut it, you can, while you can cut it with regular scissors, if it's long as it's not metal, but
Yeah.
the probably the best thing is to have a separate pair of scissors, because it is going to dull your scissors when you need to go to use them for
Yep.
fabric or something else. That we need to make sure that we singe the end of the, what
The
is it
tape,
called? The tape, because
the
as you can
zipper
already
tape.
see from this one I got, it will start to fray. So you want to singe the tops and the bottoms once you cut it. And that you, when you do cut it, you want to cut it at least an inch longer than what your pattern is calling for, to account for the extra room that you might need to put a zipper
Yep.
stopper at the end, or however you're going to stop it at the top, whether you use a 90-degree angle method or some other type of method at the top. And then in terms of like your thought process, you're going to cut it first, send your top and bottom, iron just the tape part, just to flatten it out. It'll make it easier when it comes to put your pull on. And then you're going to put the zipper pull on. And then you would basically install it just like you would
Yep.
install any other pre-cut zipper.
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
That's it.
Any questions or anything else that we may have missed? Hi, Miss Carol.
Um, no, I don't think. I will say I think that's I think that's it.
Yeah.
For
Are
that's
there
about
any
everything.
Are there any, we talked about, basically, I feel like everything we've talked about at this point are benefits to
Zipper
use
by
Zipper
what
by the
color
Yard.
do I use most of? Um, you must be new here. I use that match. Colors that match.
All colors.
I usually I'm gonna find a color that matches. I'm going to pull a color out of the fabric that matches. Like this bag has, oh well, this will show you, like this is one zipper pull. This is a whole different, this is the whole customization aspect. But I use zippers that I feel would match best without clashing.
And Top Notch actually said that, you know, the Zipper by the Yard, and tell me if I'm misreading this, but it only works for the non-separating um, zipper.
You can buy the little pieces to put on the bottom to make it a separating zipper. However, I personally wouldn't do that. A separating zipper would most likely be the only zipper that I go to the store and buy if I need a separating zipper for a jacket,
And
because I feel like buying the extra pieces is beneficial.
oh, you don't see that. Can you tell people what a separating zipper is? I'm gonna open this one to show people.
A separating zipper is basically the zippers that are in your coats and jackets, where you literally completely separate it and then put it back together.
So it's two completely separate zippers. And this is a as Brittany said, this is a pre-bought one, already pre-measured. This one was a 16-inch. And so what you're saying is that you can use Zipper by the Yard, but you would have to go and buy
Buy the piece to put on the
and this
bottom.
end piece that allows you to kind of, but you would have to not only buy that, you would have to buy that little piece that goes on the end of the zipper that you put into it.
Yeah,
So that all comes
that's
together.
why
It,
that's like the one drawback that I would say for zipper by the yard is, in order to make it a separating zipper, you got to buy the extra pieces. I personally wouldn't do that. I would
yeah.
just buy a separating zipper.
Mhm. And Top Notch is thinking that you probably can't buy it, but that's not my not my area of expertise, but it does sound like based on what you're saying, whether you can get it or not get it, it's probably easier to just buy the pre-bought one.
Yeah.
In that
Yeah. For
case,
that.
are there any other types of things that you can't use zipper by the yard for that you could think of?
Um, Not that I can think of.
Top notch. Let us know if there's, based on your experience, are there any other types of zippers that zipper by the yard wouldn't work? And the other thing I wanted to share is that, again, in just trying to prepare for this and talking about different types of zipper by the yard, there is invisible zipper by the yard. And I know we're going to talk to Aisha earlier. I'm going to pull it out then. I'm curious to know if she's ever heard of this invisible zipper by the yard and never used it, but it does come with 12 zippers. You can't really see it, but they're all like lined up, 12 zippers. This is 4.5 yards of invisible zipper with 12 zipper pulls, kind of.
That's a lot of zipper pulls just hanging out on there.
Yeah, it's a lot of them, but I've moved them around. They do move. I mean, I've kind of just played around with it a little bit when I first opened it, and they definitely move around. So, so we'll talk. I have a regular invisible zipper too, which is right here. This is the pre-cut one, which is what I thought the only one I thought existed, but then I found invisible zipper by the yard. So, Top Notch said, I love invisible zipper by the yard. Well, you might have to pop in. We'll see if you can tell us your experience with that. But when we get to the end, we're gonna have Aisha come on and talk to us about zipper by the yard. Let me see. I am taking notes. I'm gonna try to post something after we finish. Oh, okay. So Aisha said, nope, she's not. She's never used invisible zipper by the yard. She's new to this too. So anything else about zipper by the yard before we move on to our next topic? Hello, Glitter Mama. Let me just see if there are any questions. Hello, Jan
I
Land.
haven't seen any.
Okay. All right. Well, we're gonna move on to the next. We're gonna move on to the next thing. I'm gonna move out this zipper by the yard out the way and the zipper pulls. And so the next thing I had on the list for us to talk about is zipper number 5 versus zipper number 3. And I know you've told us like really what it is. Like basically it's the size of the teeth.
The
Is that
teeth.
the
Yep.
And so I guess I have zipper number 5 versus zipper number 3, like when you might use one versus the other based on your experiences. But are there any other zipper number? Like, is there a zipper number 1, 2, 8, 9, 10, or is it just 3 based
I
on
don't
your
know.
experience?
From what I've seen, I've just only ever seen 5 and 3. I mean, I know that there's like metal zippers, which is a whole different sizing factor
Okay.
because they automatically look bigger.
Yes. Here's a metal zipper. So Top Notch said there is an
Otherwise,
8 and a 10 zipper. Um, and I guess my question is, how would you know? And she says she saw a number 7 and a 4.5. So clearly there are numbers, and I'm assuming every time it correlates with the size of the zipper teeth. And if anybody knows
yeah,
differently, definitely drop that into the chat. But I guess my question is, and I've never seen this on a pattern where it says, and I know you said you've seen it, Britt, where it tells you to get a purse number 5 zipper or this. I haven't
yeah.
sewing long enough to
I
see
think the
that.
bigger numbers are like the plastic zippers that you see in like
Oh,
Joann's.
I have one of those too.
I'm pretty sure that's what those numbers are.
Okay, heavy duty zippers. Yes, okay, so those are for those larger sizes. So she said thank you, Top Notch. That's exactly what's my next question. How do you know what size the zipper is? And Top Notch said the zipper is on the back of the slider. And so I'm just looking, and you're right. Look at that. Oh my goodness. So I don't know if you can see this, but if you can see it, you will see that it says a number 5. Can you see that? Is it focusing?
Yeah, yeah, it did.
Yep, that's a number 5 on the back of the slider. So that is good to know. So I guess my question. Oh, look at that! It is on the back. There's another one. There's another metal zipper. It's on the back of it. Is when do you? Here's a purse. This is a purse one, and this actually has two zippers. Do all purse zippers have two zippers? Zipper pull?
No, sometimes they come with, like, usually the longer ones have the double pulls.
Okay. Yeah, this one has two. It says dual sliders, 12-inch, and these are number 7, I think it says. Yeah, this one's the number 7. I don't know if you could see it, but I don't know if it's focusing. But this is what a number 7 looks like. I can't even tell the number 7 from a number 5, to be honest with you.
It looks the same.
Yeah, it looks the same. I wouldn't know. I mean, this is a different kind of zipper, so it's hard to compare them. One is metal. This one I think is like nylon. Oh no, this is metal actually. I could feel it. It's definitely metal. But I guess the question I have is like, are there, so we know purses, we typically will use a number 5 just because they already have these pre-cut purse number 5 zippers. Any thoughts about when you might use different zippers for like different
Um,
numbers for different things? You already said the larger ones are like those heavy duty. I think someone's dropped that. Um,
I think the only, like, mostly it's aesthetic and kind of what's going to look right, because you don't want to have, case in point, the big Tribbiani and put a number 3 zipper on there.
no, that would not be, that would
But
not
then you also don't want to have a nice dress and put a huge purse zipper on it. Like, it's kind of more like you can look at it and be like, yeah, no, I probably shouldn't use this tear. However, when making bags and doing the inside zipper pockets, you can use a number 3 or a number 5 interchangeably. It really doesn't matter. I've used both.
for the inside.
Yeah, for the inside pocket.
Okay.
Just like you can use on small zipper pouches or wallets, you can use a number 3 or a number 5. It just depends on how you want it to look.
Okay.
Sometimes you can put a number 3 on there and it may not look right, or you can put a number 5 and you can clearly tell this is too big.
Right. Well, I'll tell you, I made a dress not too long ago, and one of the things I realized with the dress is that I put a zipper in the back, and I put an invisible zipper in the back. And one of the things I realized about the invisible zipper is they have this lit. I mean, it
Whose
might be another
fingers
reason,
can grab that?
this little teeny thing. And I'm going to tell you that I rarely wear that dress because it takes me forever to get the zipper up because I'm trying to, I can get it up right here and then I'm either going to wear
Like,
a blazer and it's just going to be open in the back or I'm not going to wear it because I realized that as much as it looks great and I love that bag, if I don't have anybody to help me, then like I'm not getting this up. This little teeny pull is just not cutting it for me. And so when I saw the zipper by the yard, but I realized that the zipper by the yard also has this same little teeny tiny zipper. So I don't know if there's a solution for that, but what I realized is when I made the second dress, I did not use that invisible zipper. I used a different zipper and I just tried to put it in like an invisible zipper, but it was not, you
but
could
see,
still
like the
see it a
way,
little bit.
like I told Shishi, I probably put this zipper in this dress wrong. And I can get it and show it to you. It kind of, I would assume it looks like what an invisible zipper would look like. It's just the way that I put the zipper in, so you really can't tell. The back of my dress closes. You can't see the
The zipper.
zipper.
Can you show us?
Yeah, hold on. Let me go grab it.
Yeah, because I'll tell, and my dresses. I should go find my dress too so you can see it, but you can still see a little teeny sliver of the zipper where I did not use the invisible zipper because I needed to have a bigger pull and every invisible zipper that I found had that little teeny tiny little slivery pull. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to the bathroom by myself. Nine times out of 10, when I'm putting this dress on and off, I am by myself, and I can't get it up beyond my waist because that little pull is just not giving me the grip that I need to pull it up. So I was like, well, it's not, not putting an invisible zipper. And the other one that I don't have an invisible zipper in, I wear way more because I know I can get it on and off without issue.
This is not pressed. I just finished it and hung it up. What you
No,
see?
no, that's good. Yeah, can you put it closer?
The zipper's right here.
It looks almost invisible. Like
Yeah.
you really cannot tell. And that's a regular zipper.
Yeah.
Oh wow. So it looks like you have like a little bit of extra fabric on
It's the way that I put it in. Like
that
I
you
said,
put it
I
in.
don't
You just
know if I did it correctly, but this is how I put it in. I can tell you how I put it in.
so you intentionally like left a little bit of extra fabric
No,
when you
what
sewed
I
it on
do
so it could
is
cover the
what I
teeth.
do is I hold it together or right sides together, and I do a basting stitch down as far as I want the zipper to go. And then I back stitch at the end of where I want the zipper to be. And then down the rest of the seam, I do my regular stitch length. And then from there, I go back and I lay the zipper on top. Sew it. You can see I use rainbow
Yeah.
thread. I sew it down the sides, and then on the front, I flip it open and I just open up the basting seam.
Yeah. That's how I put in, and I'm seeing Miss Carol,
Oh
she's
shucks!
saying that
Thank you, Aunt Carol.
yeah, she's saying that, and that's how I have done invisible zippers too. I've done it two ways, and we're not going to get into it. We're going to have Aisha come in and talk to us
But
about
this,
it.
I mean, like I don't even know
But
how to do. I have an invisible zipper, and I looked at it, and I bought it for the dress, and I was
you
like,
were
yeah,
like,
I don't even know what to do with this, so I put it back and grabbed it.
regular. So what you described is the regular installation, which is a lot of what I do. That's the way you described it is the way that I do it too. Except for I have done it one other way where you sew one side on and then you fold it over and then sew the other side on.
That's too much
I've done
work.
it that way as well one time. Yeah, it is a little bit tricky because you got to remember to
You got to
sew the
make
one
sure it
side.
lines up.
Yes, it lines
Mm-mm.
up and then you sew the other side on. But the way you just described it, which is, doing it basically, you have the two pieces, you sew this is basically two pieces where you have the basting stitch down here that you're going to cut open later. And then you
Yep.
sew it on this side and then
Yep.
open it up. And then it's basically,
It's there and it's gonna line up because
yes. And then Miss Carol said that's called a lap zipper. I'm going to write that down. So, but we're going to talk
well,
about it. Miss Carol, we might have to pull you up when we get to invisible zippers when Aisha's going to come on and talk to us about that. We just happen to go into. Okay, so we were talking about zipper number 5 versus zipper number 3. I want to make sure we get to all of our topics. So, and you talked about when you might use one, what's the difference between the other? I mean, the 5 and the 3. What we also learned from you and other people that were commenting is that there are way more than zipper number 5, zipper number 3. The larger the number, the larger, the more
the
heavy
teeth.
duty zip, right? The larger the teeth, which are used more in like some heavy duty types of zippers. But the numbers correlate with the teeth sizes, and in some cases, it can be interchangeable. And that might have something to do with preference of what you might want it to look like. So those are some of the things that play a role in which zipper that you're going to use. Um, and then, so the next thing I wanted to talk about is, and I guess while we're talking about that, maybe we'll skip and talk a little bit about the purse zipper. And I know that you said that that's zipper number 5, which I didn't know. So I actually went and bought a purse zipper, but I realized that there are different kinds of purse zippers, which I didn't, again, I'm not a bag girly, so I don't really know anything about sewing bags. So when I saw a purse zipper, I just picked this up and thought, oh, this is the universal purse zipper. And what I think I hear you telling me is like, oh, no, this is not the universal. There is a dual zipper pull, there's a
Yeah, like
single.
they do have some that have like single pulls and dual pulls, but I think they all are the ones that say purse zipper. I feel like they're all the same. But again, I
Okay.
don't know because I've never purchased a purse zipper from the store because I'm extra and I like color
You've all what, and you've always used zipper by the yard, zipper number 5 for your purse
for my
zipper.
bag.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I always use a zipper by the yard.
And so I think one of the things I learned is like I literally bought this, I bought the zipper by the yard so I could have it and start to learn how to use it. But because I wanted to have a purse zipper for this thing, I went and got a purse zipper. And I really didn't need to do that because I
The
mean,
zipper by the yard.
zipper by the yard would have suffice for the purse zipper. Now let me ask you this question. Can you use zipper by the yard to make these? Can you put two zippers on pulls on
Hmm.
a zipper by the yard too? So I
Yep,
could literally duplicate this by using these two zipper pulls that I got with my zipper by the yard,
yep.
put them on. And then I'm assuming these two, they look like they're both going in the opposite direction.
Yeah. So
So
they just put one on from the top and then put the other one on from the bottom. Same way how you would do if you want to do a double pull.
and it would work with the instructions that you gave, which is you cut it first. So you would be
Yep,
basically following that same instruction. Then I would turn it over and put the other
yep.
one the other way so that the triangle piece, the pointed pieces are
Meat.
facing
Yep.
each other, are meeting each other. Okay. Which is how this one is. So again, again, another reason why, another benefit to zipper by the yard is that you're able to duplicate the different types of purse zippers, including the dual sliders that, again, I think I spent $7 on this zipper when I
Take
already
that back.
had that. Literally, I could have bought another couple of yards of this with what I spent on this one
Yep.
dual zipper. So again, just the cost, which everybody I think agrees that the cost is if no other reason you want to learn how to use it by the yard is that if you're going to be sewing, particularly bags and or garments, you're going to save a lot of money by learning how to use zipper by the yard. And then now knowing that it comes in invisible zipper by the yard, zipper number 3 by the yard, zipper number 5 by the yard, it probably has all the number of zippers by the yard. Another reason. Anything else that we need to be thinking about or knowing when we about the purse zipper? And then I do want to talk a little bit about, if we can talk a little bit about installing a purse zipper, like what we might want to know. I know that not too long ago, or maybe it's been a couple months now, you walked me through and I made a video. So I have a video on my page using the exact instructions that you gave me. I recorded it and then
Yep.
I wrote them down step by step of how to install a zipper in a purse.
Yep.
Which was, I tried to, and so just to give you a little bit again, I'm still, new and learning. I was trying to use the same method that I use to install a zipper in a piece of clothing to install the zipper in the purse. And I was getting all twisted, and Britt got on and said, nope, let me tell you
Nope.
one,
It's
two, three,
different.
four.
It is very, very different. Usually when you're putting a zipper in clothes from this little bit of zipper stuff I've done with this dress, you're working with the fabric as one, as opposed to Tracy. I can circle back and
Yeah,
show you how we just did it, but I can circle back in a minute and show you how. But with a bag, you're literally working with the left side of the zipper, then the right side of the zipper. Um, doing it as one piece. That is the main thing. And that's kind of, I've noticed that's kind of one of the reasons why a lot of garment people really shy away from the zippers. But there's also parts of how to put the zippers in a bag that crosses over to garments, because in Norris's jacket, in his moto jacket, The way he puts those zippers, I can grab the pattern, but the way he puts those zippers in the
And
jacket part, how you put in an interior zipper in a purse. Even on Scorpio's jacket with the zipper on the sleeve, the cutout with the zipper, that's how you put in the zipper on the interior on the purse.
so those same instructions that you gave me to put that zipper in the purse is the same.
No, that
Oh,
one's different.
that's a
So in
different.
order,
Okay.
that's
How do you
where
know what method to use, and what do you call like one, like what would you, how would you know, like
um, if there's a real name for it, but there's a way you can tell the difference. So let me grab Norris's pattern just
okay.
in case everybody isn't familiar with
No, I
what
mean,
we're
I think
talking
it's
about.
important because what you're saying is that there are different ways that you would install the zipper. I think the two ways that I've always differentiated in my mind is, okay, I know there's one way you install the invisible zipper, and then there's every other kind of zipper. But what I hear you saying is no,
Nope.
there's different methods of installing zippers depending on
Yeah,
where that
like
zipper is going.
this zipper right here,
Hmm.
don't install this zipper the same way you install this zipper.
Right. Okay.
Zipper requires you, and that's where we can lead to this.
Okay. Let's
So
talk about that.
this is my zipper template. I use this for interior zipper pockets and things like that. So this top, the wider one, I use that for number 5 zippers. This bottom one, I use it for number 3 zippers. And Miss Carol, I do mine different. I do mine like bag, the way you put it in a bag. It may be the same for some people, but anytime I've seen a pocket like that, I did mine the way I do it in a bag because it comes out the same and it's easier for me to translate. But usually with those zippers, it tells you to essentially draw a rectangle. For the number 5 zippers, the rectangle is usually however long you want it by a half inch. For the number 3 zippers, it's however long by 3/8 inch. And it essentially, you basically lay your pocket lining on top of your fabric, right sides together. You draw the rectangle, you sew around the rectangle, you cut the middle, flip it, then you lay your zipper and put it on. Um, the difference between those two zipper installations.
Okay.
Some people, when they sew their box, they sew all 4 sides of the rectangle. I personally don't sew all 4 sides of the rectangle. I only sew the long sides. I keep the triangle part free so that when I flip it, if it doesn't flip all the way, I can pull it through and make it lay flat.
So can you for the people like me who are a little bit confused, can
I
you
would have to do a video on it.
can you show us one of the zippers on Norris's jacket, because you pointed out something really important.
Hold
That
on.
there are two different types of zippers on his jacket, and they both
Yeah.
don't get sewn on the same way. So I think that the zipper that's down the middle is the one that is like what I would call like a traditional, how you put the zipper in a separate zipper in a
Mm-hmm.
jacket, shirt, whatever you want to put it in. But then the
Yep.
zipper that was on the chest. Okay, so the last question I had asked was that zipper that was on Norris's jacket, the one that was on the chest. Miss Carol and Shishi, were you describing that as the Welt zipper? And then if you could put that in the oh, you're saying I can't mute. Okay, well then I won't talk when Brittany's doing it. And then Brittany, if you can just walk us step by step with how you would install that chest zipper. And then I'm not saying anything. I'm being quiet.
Okay. So for the chest zipper, Basically, what you would do is you would take your lining fabric and lay it on top, right sides together of your exterior fabric. You would draw the pattern, usually tells you like the measurements of how far down or exact placement on where to put the rectangle. You will draw the rectangle per the pattern, whatever size it's telling you to do. And then most people sew all four sides of the rectangle. Once you sew the four sides of the rectangle, usually on the short sides, you'll draw like a triangle, usually about a half inch in on each side. And then you'll cut the fabric between the triangle points, the middle of the rectangle. You'll cut the fabrics. Um from there you flip the lining piece inside to the wrong side of your main piece. And then at that point, that's where you lay your zipper over the rectangle that you just sewed. And then you would again sew around the outside to attach the zipper.
So, real one question: when you are laying your zipper, which way are you laying it? So the right side is facing.
Yeah, when you put the zipper on, the teeth will be showing through the rectangle. She said it's like how you would install a welt pocket but with the zipper.
So maybe we can do a video because I because I've seen it before and I did it on those pair of shorts. I know exactly every step that you're saying makes sense to me. But I'm thinking I might do a video just to see if I can follow those instructions that you just gave and post a video for how to install the welt zipper.
Miss
Um,
Carol said it's usually 5.5 inches in garments
okay, for the welt zipper. Okay,
for the, I guess she said the welt opening.
okay. And again, we can use zipper by the yard for this, right?
Yep.
Okay. I'm just writing this down. Okay, so I'm sorry. So the can we go to you flip the lining to the wrong side, you lay the zipper on right side up.
Yep. So you're gonna see. I wish I had. Oh wait, I do. I got wallets in here.
Yes, I know. So Miss Carol, her instructions, as she's writing them down, I forgot that early on when I first started sewing, I did one of those zippers in a pair of shorts. And literally I can visualize. I forgot actually until I heard her start saying about the triangle and cutting down the middle.
So it's basically literally like this. So when you lay, you got the rectangle cut, and you'll lay the zipper like this, face up, and
Yeah.
then you put you sew around the outside of the box. Now, for me, that's where I used my narrow zipper foot
Okay.
because you can't see on this one, but I like to get as close as I can to the edge so that I know my zipper is attached good at the edge.
So would you say that that stitch around the outside of the box is a top stitch?
Um, it is, yeah, it's technically a top stitch.
Okay. I'm just writing that down so I can, it helps me visually be thinking about what I'm doing. And then
I'm
that's
glad
it.
I explained it right, Miss Carol, because I really just be over here doing stuff.
Well, that just shows how many times you've done it. The fact that you are not doing it and you can just step by step go through. So like so impressive. The way you walked me through doing installing that zipper that day, I was like, oh, this girl, she knows her stuff. Either she's done a million of these and it's just like on the top of her head, or
Yeah,
but those
yeah.
instructions I was literally able to. You saw I made that second bag without you, and I literally wrote down every step that you said. I recorded it. And I wrote it down and I was like, nope. She said, do this, do this, do this.
And it
And as
works.
our girl Aisha said, yeah, you put it on top of each other. Like, and I was like, yep, let me make sure I do that. Um, anyway, okay, no, that's the last step. Once you put that top stitch in, then you pretty much have installed that zipper.
Yeah, the zipper is in, and then from there you just lay your other piece of your pocket on top, and you just sew the pocket pieces together. You don't sew
Okay.
it to the jacket. You just sew the pocket pieces.
And that happens. You're talking about on the inside.
Yeah, on the
Yeah,
inside. You
on the
just sew
inside.
around your pocket pieces, and it's in.
Okay. I'm putting this on my list. I'm just gonna do like a mock up and follow those instructions and just do that and make a video, because if you've never done it before, then this is like,
Yeah, it sounds
it's
like
not gonna
French,
make
and I
sense.
can definitely cut a zipper pocket and do it. Like,
Yeah, but it's 7 steps. That's what I wrote down from what you just said. It's 7 steps. So
yeah, it's 7 steps.
I think that I'm gonna do it, and then I think that'll be as a follow up, and I'll tag you in it. I'll send it to you first so you can make sure it's on point, and then
No,
I'll tag you
because do
in it.
it. No, because I want to know if my directions are clear. Because
Yeah.
if it's
Oh,
not and you get stuck, then I could easily do a video and say, hey, this
okay.
is what I'm talking about.
Okay. All right. And Miss Carol said, yeah, when you do them 1,000 times, you can do it with your eyes closed. Clearly, you all have mastered the Welt zipper. And then we learned something new. We learned that those zippers, I call them chest zippers, but clearly they go in your pockets too, are
They
Welt
can be
zippers.
anywhere. Like they literally can be anywhere.
Welt zippers. So we're leaving this live that much more knowledgeable about zippers. So we're gonna do that. We are gonna follow up with a video on how to do the Welt zipper. Okay, so, and which is also the same zipper that you use for an inside pocket. Is that correct? Would that be
Yes.
correct? Okay, so
Yep.
inside pocket, the one that we saw on Norris's, the one that we saw on Sense of Many. Is that his?
Yeah.
Am I saying it right?
Yeah.
On his jacket, those are all
That
welt
same
zipper,
kind of, yep.
the same type of welt zipper installation. Um, okay, so we have a couple more things, and then we're gonna pull Aisha in um, to talk about the invisible zipper. So I don't know if we've covered everything. I had on this list zipper pulls, and I know we already talked a little bit about them, and someone else asked for another demonstration of how to
Oh, a
put on the
demo.
zipper pull. So I think we could do that, because it looks like we do have, a couple more new people on that might not have saw that part. But is there anything else that we need to know about the zipper pull before we
Yes.
go on to another
There's
topic?
lots of different ones.
Okay.
Lots
So
and
I only
lots.
have one.
Like,
One guy.
this is one of my cases.
Wow.
I've got a whole nother one, and then I've got some other random ones. But like, the fun things with zipper by the pool, by the yard, is I can show you a couple different ones that'll just show you like different companies do different things. Like, this one is a gold one that says Black Girl Magic. This one is from like one of my favorite websites. It's just a literal purse.
Oh, I love that.
Um, they got regular, generic looking ones. They got fun ones. Nope, not gonna show that one. But there's Nightmare Before Christmas. There's the Pixar ball. Like, this is what I said when somebody's like, what do you use all the time? Whatever I
Mm.
pick up that matches.
Yeah, I saw you
Like,
rose
yeah,
gold colored
rose
one.
gold. I got silver. I
And
got,
all of those are zipper number 5 pulls.
mm-hmm.
So do you have just as many of options for zipper number 3s?
I don't, because I don't really use zipper number 3. Like, the zipper number 3 I have, if I'm going to use it, it's going on the inside of a bag. So I'm not really going to be picky about the pull. I
Okay.
have just this one rainbow pull.
Okay.
But for the most part, like, I just use whatever matches. So if it's a theme of the bag, like, I'm going to use that. Like,
Hmm.
I generally pick what I feel is going to go best with whatever. And it doesn't always match. Like, sometimes there's a bag where I use like tan zipper tape, but I used gunmetal hardware on the zipper
Hmm.
because it matched.
So any in terms of those different zipper pulls, anything that people would need to know if they are like, oh yeah, I'm going to go out here and go on a deep end and just splurge
Don't
zipper
go
pull.
crazy. Um, if you want to like jump in and try Zipper by the Yard, you can order from Amazon. I do have it linked in my link tree. I order from Amazon. I do use the Amazon zipper. But my favorite, absolute favorite place. Hold on, Shishi. I'm gonna go back to that. My absolute favorite place to order Zipper by the Yard from is another small business. It's called My Handmade Space. Most of those pulls that I just showed came from there. And the reason why I like ordering from My Handmade Space is she has bundles. So you can just buy the zipper tape by itself. However, why are you buying zipper tape just by itself with no pulls to match? So you on My Handmade Space, you can pick how many zipper pulls you want. So you can get, I want to say it's either 3 or 5 yards of zipper tape, and with that you can get 9 or 15 zipper pulls. So as you buy, you collect the zipper pulls, and there you go. So and then when you order the sets, if you're ordering number 5 zipper, it's going to come with number 5 zipper pulls.
Right, which is what happened with when I ordered these zippers from Amazon. It sent me the number 5 zipper
Yeah, it'll
pull.
come when you order in a set, that you're getting the right thing, especially when you're not sure what you're ordering. Also, My Handmade Space, if you just want to try it, they do have like a sample box, and I want to say it comes with maybe 1 yard of 1 or 2 different colors, and it comes with zipper pulls just in case you want to try it to see if you even like Zipper by the Yard.
So what is it? What is it called?
My My Handmade Space.
Space.
Yep.
Okay.
SPACE.
Okay. So y'all heard that My Handmade Space has a trial kit that you can get with some Zipper by the Yard and zipper pulls that you can try. But also Britt has a link in her link tree to her Amazon store, and she also has Zipper by the Yard that she's used in her Amazon store. So you can, thank you, Shishi, that you can order from her. So I would definitely say if you're going to order from Amazon, why not support each other and get it from Brit's store? And then also, Shishi has said that Wawak has some Zipper by the Yard as well. So that's another option that you have for getting some Zipper by the Yard. Um, Now you said you were going to say you had something to piggyback off of what Shishi said about the zipper
Oh
pulls.
no, that's what I was saying.
Oh,
I think it was Shishi or Miss Carol. They said make sure you order the right pulls to
oh,
go
the right.
with
Okay.
the tape. But that's all I was saying. If you order it together, then you know you're gonna get the right thing. But I don't see her commenting. The young lady that wanted us to show how to put
Yeah.
the pulls on again.
Well, while you're giving the instructions, I'll be doing it. I pulled out my white zipper by the yard. Can y'all see that just as good? Okay. I got
Hello,
the zipper
Kim. Hey,
pull.
Joshy. So basically, when you do it, you're gonna have this part, the actual teeth is gonna face you. So it's the back is away from you. You're gonna pull it open maybe about an inch and a half or so. Then you're going to take your zipper pull and you're going to have the pointy side down, flat side facing away from you, and you're going to put it on one side of the zipper. From there, you're going to take the other side of the zipper, flex it out a little bit, and tuck it in. When you put it in, you want to make sure that both sides of your zipper line up on the inside. You can look through the top. You can eyeball it from the side. Just make sure they line up. From there, you're literally just sitting it on top. So from there, you push down on the zipper pull, make sure it locks into place. It's on, and you zip.
This is the hard part for me. Boy,
It just takes some practice. Like you just got to figure out how to hold it in your hands.
yes. Okay, I think I got it. And
Yep,
then,
and then push down on it,
yep, I got it. I did it.
and then pull.
Hey. Yep.
You're welcome,
Let
Tracy.
me
The
cut
one
those.
thing I will say is when using zipper by the yard, when you cut it, burn singe the ends of it. You can use I use a flameless candle lighter. You can use a regular lighter. You just want to singe the ends so that it doesn't fray. If you're getting one side pulled in too far, it's because you don't, when you put the zipper pull on, you're not making sure it's lined up on the inside. You have to make sure that they're even before you push the pull all the way down. I
Yeah.
will say if you push the pull down and it's not even, pull it right back off.
Okay, so back to the original comment that I was making, which was the thing that helped me when doing the zipper pull. I'm surprised I still remember this. See, my brain is on fire. Is that when you are putting it in, I'm just going to take it off. Like, don't slide it. Basically, just sit it on. You can't really see, but basically, just kind of sit it on top. Don't push it, barely push it in. Let me say that. And then you just kind of hold it. That lets you get this other one in. See how I just put it in? I'm getting good at this already.
See?
And then you just push it into the top. And then it's in there. Look at that. That's my third time doing it and
Yep.
I've mastered it. So don't push it all the way in. Just put it in just a little teeny bit. Just kind of set it on there and then slide the other part in. And then you'll be able to keep them lined up like that.
Like you really only want to put it in like literally just enough for it to securely sit on there and not fall.
Yes. So this is my third. Look, you said it takes a couple of times. It took me 3 times, and now I mastered it. You just got to put it in. So hopefully that will help. So we learned about the different zipper pulls. The key thing is make sure that you get the right size zipper pull. If you order a kit like or a zipper by the yard, it usually will come with zipper pulls and it'll already be the right size. But if you're ordering zipper pulls separately, you want to make sure that you get the right size zipper pull that goes with the right side zippers. And we know that the zipper numbers correlate with I think Miss Carol, I got to write this down too because she gave us the details. It correlates with the millimeters of the teeth, which she put that in here in detail. I'm going to write it down. So she said the zipper number represents the width of the teeth in millimeters. So number 5, number 3. So make sure you get the zipper pulls to match. And we learned obviously that there are many other sizes other than number 5 and number 3. The larger the number, the bigger or the larger the width of the teeth. So again, just making sure that you get the right size. And really what you choose is really about preference in terms of what you want. Anything else about the zipper pulls?
Nope.
Any other questions about the zipper pulls? And for the person that asked us to demonstrate the putting the zipper on by the yard, the zipper pull, was that helpful? Was that demonstration that Britt and I did, was that helpful? Hopefully that was, or let us know if you have any questions about that. And so I just want to give a huge shout out to Brittany, who is like amazing in terms of giving direction and helping kind of walk us through step by step. Please let's show her some love by
Somewhat,
giving her
Miss
some
Carol.
likes and giving her some gifts. I'm about to drop you some gifts, Brittany. Let me see. What was I dropping you? I found the one I wanted to give you. Let's show her some love because she literally, oh yeah, let's see. I'm sending you this one.
I
That's
got
some
some
big.
yellow zipper, Miss Carol.
That's
You want
big
some yellow
love.
zippers?
Yes, let's show her
Ooh,
some
it's a
love
big
because
one.
you have like you showed up and showed out on this zipper, all about zippers instruction. Like, yeah, you definitely showed up. So I'm gonna take like a lot of the information that you shared and I'm gonna make some videos which hopefully you'll stitch and comment, tell me if I got it right or I didn't get it right
What
or
you
what you
said,
can add to
Aisha?
it. Um
Okay. Okay.
And then one other thing, if so, just to recap a little bit on if you are going to be buying Zipper by the Yard and you know what you want to get, again, Britt has a link on her in her bio where she has some Zipper by the Yard that she uses in her Amazon store. Show her some support, get your zippers from there. And then she gave us some other resources like My Handmade Space, which has a little, if you want to try Zipper by the Yard, they have a little kit that you can get it from there as well. And then she shared with us that Wawak has also zippers on sale. But if you can show Britt some love and you're going to get it off of Amazon, definitely go to get the link in her bio. And then one last thing I wanted to ask you about to go in a little bit more detail about before we switched over to Invisible Zipper and pull Aisha up is can you talk about that zipper template? Like, what do
Oh
you, when do
yeah.
you use it? What is it for? Where do you get it? Why would I use it? And thank y'all for
Um.
showing Brittany some love. Please, thank you for all the roses and
No
everything that you're
problem.
giving her. She is like our superstar right now.
So the zipper template, I use it when I'm doing any of those pockets that measure 7, 8, or 9 inches. Um, why would you use it? I'm lazy. Let's start there. Nobody wants to try and measure 3/8 inch every single time you go to draw a rectangle. Um, the 3/8 inch, it's easy to draw a 1/2 inch. 3/8 inch is very small. You want to, one, make sure that your lines are completely even. You want to make sure that they're correctly spaced apart, because if your line is cut crazy, you're gonna sew it crazy. So it's easier to make it even. On top of the fact of, with the zipper template, you can, it's universal. Usually on the inside, on the inside of the bag, it's usually going to be 7, 8, or 9 inches.
Okay.
Um, you can make it longer, you can make it shorter, but using the template allows you to see exactly where it's going to be. Um, Also, like I said, on the template, mine has the 3/8 inch and it has the 1/2 inch. Where to get it? There's two places you can get it. Mine is from By Piera. Um, Hers on the website, I'm not sure how much the template is, but the shipping is like $15. The shipping is probably almost as close to the price of the template. Um, I do have a friend that is capable of making them. Um, I don't remember her price right offhand, but she does have an Etsy store. It's called Stephanie's Creations. It is a Black woman small business. Um, I'll vouch for her any day of the week. I asked her if she could pull together a template and make it, and she can. Um,
Okay.
I don't know pricing though, but if y'all are interested in shopping with Stephanie, I can get her to post it in her Etsy store, and I will put her link in my profile. I just have to reach out to her. It's one of my close friends.
Yeah,
Um,
that would be great if you could reach out to her, get some pricing, um,
but yeah,
and
I
put the
can I
link
can
in your
definitely
bio.
get
That would
that
be good.
and get her to put it on her website so y'all can go look at it and see. Carmen, ma'am,
Yes,
wait
can you
as
show the
usual.
template again? And just while
So
she's here, oh, go
this
ahead.
is my zipper template. It has a ruler at the top. I'm holding it sideways so y'all can see. These top three, 7, I'm lying. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, 118, 119, 120, 121, 987. It has the middle marker, so you can mark the middle of your zipper. This top ones are a half inch. The bottom ones are 987 3/8 inch. 3/8 inch is for number 3 zippers, half inch is for number 5 zippers. That's pretty standard on the sizing that you draw the rectangle for the boxes. Yeah, it's frosted acrylic. By Piera only has frosted and unfrosted acrylic. I think my
So,
friend has colorful acrylic. I'm not sure. I can check.
so we have
But the site where I got mine, she put it in the
in
comments.
the
It's
chat comments.
by Piera. No, Aronica, I trace. I don't draw, I trace.
Yeah. And so the tips that you gave us for why we would use a template is one, try to figure out that 3/8 inch and get that measurement right. Two, you want to make sure that it's even, that your box is even all around your whole entire. So having that template is going to make sure that every time you're getting that exact measurement so that your zippers don't look
Be
crazy in the
crazy.
end. Right. And then you gave us two options for getting it by Piera, which she put in the chat. The thing you didn't know the exact price on it, but that the shipping was around $15. And
Yeah.
then Stephanie's Creations, which is your friend, Black owned business, also has the ability to make it. So we got two options um, for getting those zippers. And Britt is going to get that information and put that in her bio as well, so that we have that for the template. Yeah, so if you're interested, and oh, just one other thing, that template we're using when we put in the Welt zippers. So again, the Welt
Yes.
zippers are those zippers that you see on the easiest way for us to get everybody to picture is we know what Norris's jacket looks like. We know what Sense of Mini jacket look like. Yes, those chest zippers, those are called, we learned from Miss Carol and from
There's
Shishi that
another
those
one
are
right
Welt
here.
zippers, and you would use that template that Britt just showed us in order to be able to get those zippers in perfectly. And just for the record, those Welt zippers can go in many other locations. Miss Carol said she put them in pants. I put them in a pair of shorts, and I think she said that she's put them in a lot of other places as well. So yeah, so Carmen, Britt is gonna put the Miss Stephanie's Creations. She has an
It's
Etsy, and she's gonna put it
Stephanie's
in her bio.
Creations #2.
Stephanie's Creations #2. Okay, and you're gonna
Y'all
put
can
the
check her
link in your
out for other
bio.
stuff too. Like y'all can check her out for other stuff. She's pretty dope.
And she's saying those Welt zippers are also can go in blazers and jackets, and we just got a whole step by step from Britt on how to put in those Welt zippers, which a lot of people, as we were here, that they were struggling with those zippers when it came to doing those jackets. So we are going to do a video on just how to install that Welt zipper, so that people can have that as a reference, because we know that people are out there making both Sins of Minnie's jacket as well as Norris's jacket. And now, after you put in all the zippers in those jackets, you will be a master at putting in zippers. And Tracy Lamerne said it also can be used to, oh, that's right. Thank you,
Yeah.
Tracy. You're reminding us, which is the whole reason why we were talking about at the beginning, is the inside of the pocket of a purse, inside purse pocket. That's the same, that Welt zipper. So anything else about the zipper template before we go on to the invisible zipper? Any other questions? While we're waiting, having those questions come in, I'm gonna invite up my friend Aisha. And that's our last topic. We're gonna talk about the invisible zipper. So I gotta figure out, how am I finding you? There we go. Malorier Designs. She and several other people, we had several other people who mastered the invisible zipper. Going to come up and talk about the invisible zipper with us. Meanwhile, keep dropping Britt some roses, because she definitely has mastered. She is the true subject matter expert on all about zippers. So thank you, Britt, for everything.
You're
And
welcome.
Um, yes, Carmen, I'm gonna look. You can't see it, but I got all my notes here. I'm doing that. I got all my notes. Stephanie's creation number 2. Is it just the number 2, or is it actually the
Yeah,
word
I
number
just put
2?
it in there.
Oh, you put it in there. Okay. All right. All right. So we are to our last topic on All About Zippers, which is to talk about the invisible zipper. Again, another thing that people struggle with, and I am people. So we brought on somebody who uses every opportunity to put in an invisible zipper. Yes, top notch. It is on Etsy. Yes, she did. Um, and so she's going to come on and talk a little bit about how she puts in her invisible zippers, why she feels like every opportunity I get, I'm going to choose invisible zipper off over not an invisible zipper. Um, and we also, I had asked her earlier about using zipper by the yard. I found some invisible zipper by the yard, which I never even knew existed, but I got it. And um, we now know how to use zipper by the yard. I'm going to have to play around with this invisible zipper by the yard, but it's here, it exists, and it clearly has the same pros as all of the other zippers. So I'm going to stop there and introduce my very good friend, Malorier Designs, Aisha, who is owner of Malorier Designs. And she's again coming on to talk to us about the invisible zipper and how she does it. And of course, we love all the comments in the chat. So if you all have tips and things, please drop them in the chat because I'm writing it down. And I'm going to put something out there with all the notes and possibly another video. So Aisha, thank you so much for coming on, friend, and talking about the invisible zipper. And I guess before we dive into like your step-by-step of what you do with the invisible zipper, like I guess share a little bit about why you choose like the invisible zipper. Why do you like it so much? It's clearly not the easiest thing in the world, but you like it. So you
I
like
mean,
it, you love it.
it's like, you know how some things where it seems it's like I guess the harder things I seem to manage better. I think they're just seamless to put in opposed to any other zipper. Um I like the fact that for one it's invisible, and the idea like it helps kind of cinch everything in without you actually having to see that it was actually cinched in. I don't know. I just think invisible zippers are just so dope. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just a thing that I absolutely love most of all than anything. But I will say, when y'all were talking about the other zippers, like I tried, but invisible zippers don't always work though. Because I made a dress, but I used upholstery fabric and I put an invisible zipper at first. And I think I actually kept, yes, I did, because I was so pissed. So I actually did. Um, so because of the fact, like, be mindful too of certain weights, because it was invisible and I had no stretch and that thing had to fit my zipper. This was the invisible zipper, but where the part where it got extra tight at, you start to see where you could see my, well, you start to see where you could see my zipper a little bit, and I don't like that. The whole point of an invisible zipper is that it's invisible, so you shouldn't not be able to see it at all. But again, I had no stretch. It was like absolutely no stretch. But you see all right here, like you don't see the zipper. You don't see no
Yeah.
zipper. You don't see anything. So, but then I had to wind up, I guess now that I know this was a number 5 zipper that I had to wind up putting in the dress. But it made sense for me. Like I like the exposed zipper, so it worked, right?
Mhm.
So that's just that on that. I just wanted to share that. Like sometimes, depending on what fabric you're using, it may not always work. And also, too, in knits as well, you have to make sure you want to stabilize it. I kind of like I make sure mine's. I don't. Let me. You supposed to stabilize it, but I don't. Um, but I just make sure that it's tight enough, because if you don't, you'll have lumps in your when you're using knits. You'll have lumps in it, but because I've been practicing them for so long, I just figured out my own little way of not to have that. But this is what I want to show you, because this is what it should look like, and your seam should still line up. So before I just go on step by step, I want to show you again. This is another dress. This is a knit dress. You see the tab here, so you can see that it is an invisible zipper, but you do not see the zipper at all. And
Yes.
also see that the seams match.
Can
Like
you put it up a little bit more? Yeah. Oh my.
You
Look.
also see that those seams
Can we
match. Like,
sit? Can we give a hand clap, a snap, or something? Can we give some roses for the matching seams and the
yeah.
invisible zipper that is truly invisible?
Friend. I thought Aronica with that bright yellow zipper and that skirt was magic. How you do that? Because I need to know.
Well, look, that's why we have that's why we have Aisha here to tell us how do you really have a garment that has an invisible zipper. So just to recap, before you get into the step by step, I think what I heard you say is, you know,
Thank you.
from your experiences, invisible zippers just don't go well with every type of garment. Like you definitely have to, be aware of the type of garment and whether an invisible zipper is going to give you what you need in that garment. And so sometimes you might have to switch out for another type of zipper because the garment or the type of fabric is not going to work well with the invisible zipper. But sometimes you use the invisible zipper because you need that ability to be able to get in and out of something that's where the fabric doesn't stretch. And so but you don't necessarily want to show that you have a zipper in place. And that's where invisible zipper.
Well, your invisible zipper should always be invisible, period.
Yeah.
I mean, otherwise use another zipper because you still should not see your invisible
I
zipper.
love you too,
If
buddy.
you do see it, you did something wrong. Like the invisible zipper is just what it is, invisible. So, and also a lot of times too, now I personally like industrial machines to do invisible zippers. I do, but because of the fact that, like I said, I live on a top level and I have a Singer, what is it, 3115, so it has like a real serious motor on there. I cannot use that in my apartment, so I had to learn how to use my tabletop machine to do it. Again, I would definitely prefer um the industrial machine, but it still can work seamlessly, just like this was with the tabletop. And it took me quite some time to do it. So I know somebody asked, can they see it? Let me turn this, if they can see it again.
Oh yeah. Look at. Can we please?
So this
Ma'am.
Let
is
me drop
it,
some. Let me drop something for that
the
because,
invisible zipper.
like, how often can you get the seams to match up?
And
That's just
also too,
amazing.
when your
So,
zipper stops, like you still should not see where it stopped at. Like you still shouldn't see where it stops at.
and so, are you using a invisible zipper foot when you are sewing the invisible zipper? A
I'm about
zipper.
to show you.
Okay.
I'm about to show you exactly what I use to do
All
on.
right now.
And again, this is my method. Listen, what you got to do, whatever floats your boat. Okay, this is what I do. It works fine for me, and yeah, I'm going to stick to it. So again, the reason why I love industrial, because I still had a foot here, but I can't use it. Maybe I can. Is because you have a real skinny foot,
That's my favorite foot ever. Okay. We in
but
business. If that's what we
for
using, we in business. Okay.
yeah, so I mean, this is like magical when it comes to that. But child, I don't know what happened with the tabletops and why they just couldn't make one for
They do
this.
have one for high shank machines. I mean, for a low shank. For a low shank. They do have it on Amazon.
I wonder if I can take this. I don't know. See, I always kept saying I'll play around with it, and I never do. So the two that I use, it really kind of depend on my fabric and if they want to cooperate. These are the 2 feet that I would use instead.
No, she. It's called a narrow zipper foot.
Yeah, they do
Okay.
have tabletop invisible zipper feet, but they don't have like the thin feet, like so you could do the sides. How I sew down the sides, like I'm
Like get really
usually
close to the
yeah
zipper.
to get really close just on the sides because I mean when I sew down when you make the LaShawn because you are you still going to demonstrate it because I wasn't
Well,
putting the
I was
zipper
going to
in.
follow step by step, but if you're going to demonstrate it, I know your demonstration is going
No,
to be way
I
better.
want you to do
Oh
it
yeah.
because
Okay.
you
I'm a
already have
demonstrator
your.
friend.
So, because that's what when I was explaining, like on the sides, when you already do that basting stitch and then you want to stitch down on the sides, that's where that thin foot comes into play because you want to be able to sew right on that tape without your zipper foot. I mean, without your presser foot all running up on your zipper, like it's annoying.
So
So
I'm
you
gonna
have
show you
that
my.
real thin one.
That's a big old foot.
Yeah, that's big too. Like,
Yeah, but it has like this. I don't know if you could see it. The little grooves in there, so you
yeah,
can
like
get.
so does this one. So does that.
Oh,
And it seems thinner than yours. I mean, that thing is
yeah,
huge over
it is. Okay, well,
there.
we're
But
gonna
then
see
you
how
have to
close we
just
could get.
adjust your needle so you don't break your needle. Just adjust it to the left and to the right. But this is the actual zipper foot that I use. There's several different ones. This is the favorite. My favorite is the clear one that I use.
Oh, you know what? I've seen those clear ones. You said that's your favorite to
That's my
use for the
favorite. The
invisible
other one
zipper.
that you can also use for an invisible zipper foot is this one, but I don't like it. I don't like that one. But if you like it, then use it. I'm just saying. Just showing you what I use
So
because
I
I'm like,
have this one. I was trying. I mean, I have. I don't know if this one is it or not. Is this the one you talking about?
Isn't
no,
that for piping?
I
no.
don't
Yeah, it
know.
look like yeah. It
Oh
should
yeah, it
have.
is. You're right. It
It should
is.
have like
Look, it
two
is. That's
grooves.
the wrong one. But this one I have on is a zipper foot. But I thought I had an invisible zipper foot, but I don't think I had. I don't think I do.
Yeah, Miss Carol said that's
Look
pipe.
at me knowing stuff, and I don't be knowing what I be talking about.
But you
Yeah,
talking
no,
about
that
this
is
one,
right.
Miss
You
Carol?
was
Because
right. That is what you did.
this is kind of the same. You see how on the back it's showing how it has like those two grooves back there. I don't. It's kind of hard to see. God damn it.
Yes, I see it.
To so, but the clear one is the best one that I like. That gives me that feel of my industrial machine. And then I fell back in love. So
Well, I'm
also
gonna
too.
use this one that I have on. So I don't know.
Okay,
I
you can.
don't think I have that narrow foot or that invisible zipper foot.
LaShawn got a whole book
Oh,
about zipper feet.
Oh, let me see.
yeah, she
Oh,
really.
it's number 35. I don't have it. I have to get it. Oh, I do. I have it. I do have it. It is this one.
Okay, well, I mean, your machine is like humongous, so it's only right for you to have humongous feet. You know.
It says invisible zipper foot number 35, and that's what this one is. But I've never used it, but let's see.
See, yeah.
She
So
got
We're
a
gonna use
whole
it.
almanac.
from
Let's
a
see.
I
regular
look, because I
zipper
don't know all
to
of
an
the
invisible
zippers. I mean, I
zipper.
don't know all of the feet, but we're gonna see how this works.
Well, while she's setting it up, I'm showing you a regular zipper and invisible zipper. You see how the invisible zipper looks invisible? That's exactly how it should look in your garment.
I'm
Okay.
just gonna open this up just in case any questions come up.
And so with that, when you sew, oh gosh, I'm looking at my anyway, whatever.
All
So
right.
when you sew, their feet should get in the groove, so it's going to sew right next to it. So you're going to have the teeth in that groove, so that your needle will be sewn right next to it. And I still always want to make sure you're always guiding it because sometimes it would get caught up and you do not want that. You do
So
not.
Okay.
where, when sewing that, because I got that narrow zipper foot, would my foot be running directly up against the zipper teeth?
Not directly up against it. It's going to be very close to it.
Y'all have
It's going to
jokes.
be
They
so
talk.
close, like you know how somebody talking to you, you can smell their breath because they that close. That's how close it needs to be.
Okay, so let me show you, because I feel
You
like,
always come.
so
If you needed a visual of how close they needed to be, just think about that.
so
Veronica said
Yes,
I
number.
don't even
Veronica,
know
I
if you'll
have
be
number
able to see.
35. Yep, I do have it. I just put it in. I've
So
never
like
used
Lordy,
it
thank
before
you for
though.
the gifts already. I didn't even see.
this close, you probably can't even see. It's so close. Right there, like that close or further from that.
No, yeah, it needs to be that close. Like, because when you roll up, you see this, and you see how I'm rolling that up, how that rolls right there.
Okay,
It
so
needs to be right in that little crease.
okay,
It's
so
gonna be
like
So
I
do
right
did
in
the
you
the middle.
brownie.
iron
Okay.
this? Do you iron it to get it to open up, or you
I
don't?
don't iron my. I know some people. I don't. I do not.
Okay. But if
I
you
do
have
not.
that little groove, you probably don't need to iron because it gets it in that little groove and it keeps it open.
Yeah, you keep it. It once you get it in that groove, like I take my time and just make sure I kind of just run my feet, like just keep it steady so that it stays in the groove. I mean, it
Okay.
normally does, but like again, you want to be safe than sorry, because trying to fix that when you that zipper will not zip. It could be one little thread, and that thing is like a traffic jam. It's not gonna go anywhere. It's not gonna do it.
They
Right. The
said it's
foot
going to be an exam at the end of this at the end of this live. Okay. All right. So I
Why do
have my
zippers
press
seem
invisible
mine.
so hard?
zipper.
I press everything else, but when it comes to this, I don't.
You
Now,
don't.
sometimes after I get my zipper in, if I feel like I need to mold it a little bit or whatever, it's really just like a vibe or feeling. I'd be like, all right, let me just put a little heat to it, you know what I mean? And that's it. But it's not, I don't do it to every last one of them. It's really like on a each project basis. You can use your finger to crease the coil open. Yep, you sure can.
I don't even know if I
Okay, so
want to
some
mess with
people
this
press
zipper.
their zipper. I don't. I don't press it. Not
Yeah,
on a
I
plastic zipper.
have pressed it in the past, but I don't always do it. But I do notice that you do have if you can open it up, it does get it closer. If you can open up that little
Yeah, you have to open
fold.
get it in the groove. Because if you want it again, the closer it is, that's how it's going to.
I know, look at that.
And then when you open it, this has lining in it, but essentially too, it's the same. You know what I mean? So, and I just literally just flip it over. And again, I sew close, not as close as I did sewing it to the zipper, but close, maybe like a quarter inch, so I can close it up.
So
Tracy, I don't see a reason why you would use an invisible zipper in a bag.
you say you don't see a reason why you could not use it?
No,
Like so
why
you
you
could
would.
or
She
why you
said, could
would.
you use it in a bag? But I don't see why you would want it that close in a bag.
Yeah.
I mean, if
Well,
it's some type of design aesthetic that you was trying to do, I guess, but I don't. Otherwise, mm-mm. And then I have not used this yet, but this is also a what do you call it? Separating invisible zipper.
oh yeah. Okay. I think I have one of those in
So,
here too.
and I got these from New York. I haven't seen them anywhere else, but
I think I have one of those in here.
this is a separating invisible zipper.
I
Right,
got
Miss
so many.
Carol. That right. Like I don't. I feel like it would be a lot of work and it would not work.
I think I have one. I feel like I do. I got so many. But
Yeah.
I won't be buying any more of these. I'm buying Zipper by the Yard.
So right, and I didn't even know the zipper by the yard for invisible. I was like, what?
Yeah, I
Like I stopped
literally in
everything I was
prepping
doing.
for
Was like,
this. No, I don't have it. These are not.
yeah, I got a few things I want to try just because of that.
Yeah, I don't
Yes,
have
this
it.
is separating invisible zipper. Mm-hmm.
But I feel like you could make it with that Zipper by the Yard
What?
based on how you just showed us how to do it for the regular zipper,
Make.
right? Oh no, that's separating. Okay, I'm sorry. That's different from dual zipper. Scratch
Mm-hmm.
that. Britt walked us how to make a dual zipper with Zipper by the Yard. Okay, so I have my zipper. I have my zipper and I have some scrap fabric here. Let me put all this other stuff away. I got scrap fabric, a whole bunch of it, and I have my zipper. And I also did this. I didn't know, just to kind of prep. I didn't know what you would want, how you want to walk me through it, but I also have this piece where
Oh,
I did
you
basting
already
stitch.
based it?
I did. I already based it. So this is basically two pieces. The only thing I didn't do, which is, and I think Britt or you had alluded to this earlier, where I know sometimes when you're following the patterns, they will have you, particularly with knit, they will have you use some, oh, what is it called now? I forgot the name of it. Um,
Interfacing.
thank
Interfacing?
you,
You know
thank
I
you,
don't
thank
use no
you,
interfacing. I don't
thank
do
you for coming, helping my brain. Interfacing along the edge of where you're going to install the zipper. I didn't do that. This is
Kenya, New
cotton.
York. I got the zippers from New York.
Yeah, but so I have this. If this is how you want me to start, but if you don't want me to start with this, then I just have a whole bunch of other fabric that I just ironed out and have paired together that I can use. So whatever you want me to do, I'm ready.
Then Miss Carol says stabilize the seam allowance always for any zipper.
Yes, stabilize the
I
seam
don't do
allowance. Yeah,
that.
and so I have seen that, and I've seen it in the pattern instructions. I have done it with the knits. When I did those leggings, I did it in those leggings. I put this some interfacing along with the zipper was going. I haven't really done it outside of the knit when I've installed the zippers in the knit. Um, any other questions before
Yeah,
we?
took care. I don't know what happened,
Don't worry about it. Keep going. Don't worry about it.
but
Don't worry
okay.
about it.
Like, I always don't. I be missing stuff. Anyway, okay. So generally, what I do is, now that you have that pressed like that,
Okay, so we're gonna use this. I'm gonna move these to the side. So for those, I have like just to say this is a pair of pants that or dress where the zipper's gonna go in the middle. I put a basting stitch and I ironed it. This is the seam allowance.
mm-hmm. Now, for me, for my zippers, I always so you will put your invisible zipper like face down, which means is the right side will be facing that right, yep, right up in there.
Okay.
Mhm. On top of there, and then I would baste the sides down.
Okay. So now do you when you baste
I
it,
pin it.
you pin it first?
Mm-hmm. I pin it in place to make sure it stays in the middle.
Okay, so I'm just gonna put a couple of quick pins. And do you typically I make sure like
Now
the
you see
zipper.
how you have that tip up like that? I do not do that. Like my zippers is always longer than what I'm doing, so that way I can fold it up like so. What I generally do, so at the top of mine, I always fold it into my seam allowance, so it's gonna look
Yes.
like that. So
Right.
I let the top of mine hang off a little bit.
When you say you let it hang off,
She's saying move it up some.
Move it
right.
up.
So how are you putting it? Because I usually put mine down so I can fold this so I could do the 90-degree angle. You
I
can
do my
see it.
90-degree angle, but I mean, like, girl, you
Can
okay?
you see it?
You can do it. I leave enough and I cut it off. Like I bend mine all the way over, so that way I have enough. Like I don't. You just working with that little piece right there. When I have nails on, child, that ain't gonna work for me. Right now I got my bald head fingernails, so it's okay. But normally I have nails on and try to work with that tiny little piece. Like for what? No,
Yeah. So you're
I have
saying
enough
you
like
leave.
this that I literally will fold it that way. I have,
Right.
and then if I need to, I'll just cut it off at the end. But
Right.
I don't.
Well,
I
but
leave
I
enough.
guess I guess my question is when you let's just say that this is you left this much open at the
Mm-hmm.
top. Then you're basically saying that you don't care about the stopper or whatever. You just ignore that little
Yeah, I
stop.
mean, by the time when you get ready to sew it, yeah, I leave all of that as it is until I'm ready to like finish it.
Okay, so you put it all the way up like let's
But
just
for
say
one,
you
it
do
gives
like
me more
this.
space, and I don't have to. Now, again, that's my way.
Right.
So that way,
I mean, that makes sense. I've never done it that way because I
so
always
my
just
zipper
find a
won't
way
be
to
in the way.
fold it down.
Talk to Gabe.
Like I
You don't
always
have to
find a
ask
way to
them.
do the 90-degree, but yours is just about having more space so you can maneuver it easier.
Right, because I wanted to get if you do it that way, then how do you get around your zipper head or pull?
I'll pull it down. You know what I mean? Like
No.
after I stitch it, that's what I'm. Oh, you're saying when I stitch it, how do I get around it?
Mm-hmm. Because you might show me something like I've never gotten it, so I'm like, well, what you do? Or Miss Carol too,
That's a good
whoever else
question.
do
I think I
that.
just don't get as close at that part.
Yeah.
That's funny. Okay, so I'm gonna leave it a little bit up, and then I'm gonna stitch. I'm gonna pin it down.
She said she start below. Oh, go
Thank
ahead.
you so much, Britt.
You're welcome.
All right, so
She
I'm
said,
pinning it.
oh, okay, so
I'm just putting a couple of pins in.
that's why I said it's different ways to do it. This is the way I've always done it, and
She
I
says she
never
starts
learned.
below. Okay.
Miss Carol, can you pop up real quick? I'm just curious how she does it.
Let me see if I can invite her this way. Okay, I just invited her. Okay, here we go. It looks like she's coming. All right, I think we got. Yeah, there we go.
Oh, you can see her?
Yes. Okay.
Welcome again, Miss Carol.
Thank you. Yes.
Okay, so let me tell you how I do my invisibles. Now, when I do a pants zipper or if I do a concealed zipper, I will use extra and hang over, like Alicia was talking about. You're right.
Okay.
I definitely do that because you can cut it off, and when you sew it, your fabric is your zipper stop.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Then it makes for a nice stop at the top. It's nice and even across the top, especially when you add a lining.
Okay.
Right. See how hers
Okay.
goes all the way across the top? That's what
Yes.
happens when you add extra. Now, when
That's
I
perfect.
install an invisible zipper, I don't take my center backs and I don't baste them together. I
Okay.
leave them separate. So when it comes to where the bodice and the skirt meet, you have that seam there.
Uh-huh.
What I do is I mark mine on the tape with a piece of chalk.
Okay.
Okay, I'll do a chalk mark. Sometimes I will bake the zipper in to get the marks where I know the seams are going to intersect. Then I'll take my baster out. The top of the tape on an invisible zipper is 5/8 of an inch. So I'll take the very top of the tape and put it on one side of the garment. Stitch it on with my foot. Okay. Then I take the other side, stitch it on, line it up to the top of the tape at the very top of the garment, and then my mark at the seam where the bodice and the skirt connect. Then I stitch that up. But this time when I stitch the second part on, my zipper's
It's
closed.
up.
Yeah. Okay. And then once I can get a nice movement, then I sew the seam to continue down the bottom to finish the dress. What that does is that stops that little bump, that little bubble below the zipper pool.
Yeah, I get that.
So what happens is when you stitch the single parts of the tape at the bottom to the seam allowances to keep them from flapping all over the place, and your zipper is closed, when you get ready to continue to close your garment after you have your zipper on there, your seams should be like this. This should be your zipper. This is where your garment seam should start. They should intersect each other, but one should be higher than the other one. This is the clothing. This is the zipper. Then
Mm-hmm.
you start here and you continue down and you have a smooth installation all the way down. You don't have that little bump or that little bubble there below the zipper pool. So
Now,
that's why initially when you look at the zipper instructions, they tell you to install an invisible zipper with two separate pieces of fabric. Then when you zip them up, then they're joined, or that's your, I guess your baster, I guess you could call it.
Yeah.
But whenever I have used an invisible zipper, when I've installed an invisible zipper and I based it, I was not using the invisible zipper foot. I was using a regular zipper foot.
Okay.
Because
With
then
that,
I
with the
go
way
ahead
you
and I
just
baste
described
it.
it,
What'd you say? I'm sorry.
with the way you just described it, you were not using the invisible zipper foot.
No, I was.
You
That's
were.
what I
Okay.
do because it's so wide. You don't have to worry about. You don't worry about it interrupting the zipper, but if you have a baster on there, it's hard for the zipper to maneuver, for the zipper foot to maneuver. Now, when I baste it shut the way Aisha does, I use a regular zipper foot that way.
Okay.
And then I will crease the coils open, or press them open with a cloth just to get it to lay flat, and then I can get my regular zipper foot in there close enough to sit right on the
Miss
coil.
Carol, can you do a video on that? On one of your
I have a
channels?
video in my group on in a visible zipper, lap zipper, and fly zipper. I have
Oh,
all the
okay.
whole set. So
Well,
you know what
maybe
I'll
it'll.
do is I'll take those videos and I'll put them out here on TikTok.
Yeah, that would be
I
awesome.
did.
That would be awesome. So the only thing, I guess, the question that I have is, and I understand what you're saying. I've put in one zipper like that before. That's what I was saying, Aisha, about how when I put in that one zipper, I did down one side and then I zipped it and stitched it up the other side. But I have never used this invisible. I didn't use the invisible zipper foot when I did that. So
Mm-hmm.
this one has the grooves where the actual zipper,
You're right. Where the teeth could go into.
where the teeth
Right.
go in it. And I guess my
When
question is, when you have the zipper up, when you have all this extra zipper, the teeth are not going to, you have to zip it down. You have to unzip it in order for the teeth to be able to fit into that little groove.
Yeah, but she
Right.
has already basted her zipper in. She
Yeah.
bastes her zipper in to
Right.
the
So you
zipper.
can't use this invisible zipper foot, or at least, I guess what I should say is, I don't know how to use the invisible zipper foot when I've basted because I've only done it where the zipper is closed.
Okay, but you're thinking that you're coming on this side of the fabric. When you
Yes.
do your zipper, you're going to be on the top completely. You're not going to even be on the other side. Doesn't matter. What your foot is going to be going on the corner, your fabric is curved. Like your seam allowance comes over like this.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I
You know what I'm
Not doing
saying? So your
just doing
foot's going
this.
to be up here on the top of the seam allowance, not underneath. So it doesn't matter that this is basic clothes.
So, right. So, okay. Thank you. That's helpful for me
Okay.
because now I see what you're saying. Basically, you can't see. I wish you could see this.
Yeah, you're just gonna base that seam allowance part. So it don't even matter if
Right. So this,
Right.
it wasn't perfect or nothing. Doesn't matter. It's just to hold your zipper in.
Exactly. Just to keep the fabric stable is when you baste it closed. Just to keep it from going
right.
away.
But I think, okay, let me see if I can move this closer so you can see because I am, I need a little bit more um, instruction. And I'm gonna move this thing closer so you can see. Hopefully you can see it. I wish there was a way to zoom it in. Oh, there is. Look at that. Okay. Now I gotta
Yeah.
figure out how to bring this down. Because I want you to see so you can help me. Ugh, I can't get this thing down. Okay, maybe I can.
That's pretty close though.
Okay, can you see?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
Hi,
Okay,
Auntie
we're gonna
Karen.
pull it back a little bit. All right, is that good? Okay. So here's my bait. So let me open it up fully so you can see where I'm going from scratch. Um, because it's the fabric. I have the invisible zipper just pinned
Yep.
to the
Yep.
one side, and then now I'm about to put it just this one side under here. But you
Mm-hmm.
see what I mean by what I'm saying about having, because
No,
you
no,
see this,
no. I see what
right?
you're doing. You're kind of
Okay.
going ahead of yourself.
Okay.
So, see where you have it pinned?
Yes.
You would base that part in and then open that zipper up. And then you can stitch your zipper with your invisible zipper foot. Only thing you're basting is the edge of the zipper tape. And
Yeah.
actually, if you look on the back of the zipper tape, you'll be able to see like a groove line going straight down.
Yes.
And zip your zipper all the way up. Right.
Those
Right.
are
Well,
called base. Right, those are basting lines. Those are the lines that you use to base your zipper to your seam allowance if you need to. And what that
oh,
does is that keeps the zipper foot, it keeps that thread away from your zipper foot when you get ready to sew your zipper in. Like Aisha said, when you start overlapping threads in an invisible zipper, you're not going to be able to get your zipper up. So the zipper, if you want to baste, just follow that basting line. It's kind of
mhm.
like in the center of the tape, a little off to the
Yes.
right, right? That's where
Yes.
your baster goes.
Right now,
Okay.
LaShawn, do you have on your regular foot? You don't
I
have.
don't. I have my visible zipper foot.
No, you don't need that right now. You're just
Right.
basting down
You
Right.
the
So
need your
side.
I've
regular
never
foot on
basted
now.
my zipper to, I've never done that.
And make sure you only. Okay, well, let's start there first.
Okay. Yeah,
Regular.
I've
Put in
never
your
done that.
regular, whatever thin foot that you have to do to
All right, let me
You
put
can use your
my,
regular zippers. You can
yeah.
use that.
oh, you're saying use my regular zipper foot.
Yeah, or a 1/4 inch foot or an eighth
Whatever,
inch
just use
foot.
a thin foot. Whatever foot you have
Something
that's
skinny,
thin.
right? This,
Okay.
Cause
Can you
you
see
the
it?
skinny foot.
Okay. So I got my regular.
and then you're going to only no, take that out. You only want to sew now on
Oh, yeah, that's right. Sorry.
The
On
seam
this.
allowance.
mhm,
Yes. Okay. Here we go. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Hold on. Let me change this. What's
yeah, a basting stitch.
And then you can follow the basting line that keeps yours, that clears your zipper foot of any thread, of anything when you get ready to secure the zipper to the fabric. When you get
And
ready to
I'm
install
only
the
doing a basting stitch for this.
right.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
you can get rid of them pins.
Yeah, I always use pins.
Okay, Miss Carol. Okay. Oh goodness.
He said, "Oh goodness, come on, you got
Sorry,
this."
you got it.
Okay, here we go. All right, here we go. All right, so this is my basting stitch that I'm using. Now, why is it not moving? Let me see. Did something? Oh,
Pull
of
it, just pull
course.
a little bit on the other end. Is
No,
it
my
not?
zipper got stuck in the little hole. Hold on.
The little
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
thing
it
that's
went
stuck
down in
in
the
the
hole,
zipper.
of course.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. All right, here we go. Now we're getting somewhere.
Now we're cooking with grease.
Right. I don't know what we was using before, but it wasn't working. Oh, I learned something new. I did not know that that little middle part of the zipper was the zipper tape was called the basting. You know that you use to baste it.
Yeah, those are basting lines for you to follow.
All right, so I got that part down, and this literally, I don't know if you can see it, but
Yep.
you see that? Okay, that's down. And now I'm doing the other side the same, right?
Now take those pins out, and now let's work with one side of the zipper.
Okay, I
You
took
can
the pins
unzip
out, so
the
the
zipper.
pins are out.
Now unzip your zipper, and then get that zipper foot on there, and do your one side.
Gotcha. Okay, I'm unzipping my zipper.
It's different because I don't do that.
Okay, so I've undone did my zipper, and the only thing is, I mean, if I don't know if you could see this, can you see this? it's not like right flush up against the edge.
That's what the zipper foot's gonna do. That's what the invisible zipper foot is gonna do. And
Okay.
see now, when I install my zipper, the fabric's not closed. There's two pieces of fabric.
But don't you
Oh, so
feel
you don't
like,
baste yours to start with. That's what you were saying. You don't baste
yeah,
yours.
she doesn't do this basting this step.
No.
But so let me ask you this
Can
before
she still do it like that though?
What'd you
Because
say?
I don't. Can still fit
Yeah, if she
do?
takes that baster out, she pulls that out, then she'll have two pieces of fabric. And
Oh
this is,
well,
yeah,
yeah.
one is already basted to one side.
Well, you could do it the way. I mean, if you LaShawn, you,
well, no, I'm gonna keep it. I mean, I think it'll turn out the same in the end. I
no,
guess my
you can't.
only
You would have to take the basting stitch out if you want to do how Miss Carol was saying.
so you're
You have,
saying I
Yeah,
won't be able.
her zipper foot should fit under there. See how much room she has? Look where her finger is. That
I
whole
mean, you
zipper.
can, but like I
You
said,
see what
I've
I'm
never.
saying?
That's this part's out of me. I never did it that way. So
When you do your, would your zipper be closed now, or do you base the other
I base
side?
the other side, then I take the basting stitch in the middle out, and then I
Okay,
sew.
got
Yeah,
it.
that's
Okay, so
how
you
I.
base
That's
them first,
I
and
base
then
both
okay,
sides first to
I
make it.
got you. Okay,
Mhm,
so you base them first. Okay, so let me explain this to you guys. The difference here. So right now, I have her base one side, right, with the zipper undone.
mhm,
If you rezip it, go ahead and rezip it.
okay.
Then you base the other seam allowance, right?
mhm,
And then when you're done basting the zipper to the dress, take that basting stitch out that holds the fabric together.
mhm,
Then that's when Mallory uses her invisible zipper foot.
mhm,
Now, me, the only thing is I skip the step that she does, which she bastes hers together. And then she gets the zipper in. Then she takes the basting stitch out. I don't baste it. I just put the zipper in on one side, then I put the zipper in on the other side. So she adds an extra step, and that's fine because it's still going to go in the same way.
Hmm.
So I want you to go ahead and do it the way she does it. That'll be easier for you.
Okay.
Okay, so go ahead and same thing you did to the right side, do it to the left side.
I,
It's going
I,
on.
I, I, I,
No,
Oh,
now
thank
you
you.
got seam allowance only.
there you
Thank
There
you.
you
Thank
go.
you.
She said, ah.
go.
Sound
All
like my
right.
mother.
I'm sorry, Fred. You know, I.
No, no. Look, I was doing it wrong, and I appreciate that. Okay.
So there's always more than one way to skin a cat.
Oh
As
yeah,
long as
because Miss
yeah, as
Karen,
long
I'm
as
interested to see how you match your seams up with not doing it that way. So I was like, well, how you get yours to match up without? But listen, I'm always open. Like I said, that's my way, and once I figured out how to do it, I never changed it.
okay.
So, but I'm always open. Like I when I first came on here, look, this is how I do it, y'all. Whatever floats your boat.
Right. Well, we
Next
know
time
that
I
there's
do
definitely different ways, so that's why
next
it's
time I
always
do something with a zipper, I'll just go online so I can show you. You'll get to see how I match
yeah.
Okay.
intersections.
So
Okay.
I got both of my sides base
Mm-hmm.
stitched in.
Now take
Okay.
Now,
the middle.
Now unbaste the fabric.
right. Okay, let me get my seam ripper. I,
Shishi, I'm your mother. You need to send me send me all of your toys and goodies. Okay. So I don't just want to see no rose. I need to see the donuts, the ice cream, the fingers. I need everything. There we go. Some hearts.
Thank you,
There we go.
Gigi.
Keep them coming.
okay. So I'm going to use my seam ripper. I'm taking out.
Now she being funny.
Wait a minute. Taking out. Can y'all see that? Let me make sure y'all can see that. Uh,
Okay, you know the rule. When you got to push on your seam ripper, that means it's time for a new one.
It's what? It's what?
Time for a new one. You
Oh,
need
a
another.
new one. Yeah, this
Your
probably
blade
is
is
time for a
dull.
new one. I think
Yeah,
I've had this one since I started sewing.
I had my seam rippers for
Okay, so we learned something else.
Your
right.
seam, your
My
seam
portion
ripper could
seam
just
ripper.
glide right through.
Oh
You
no.
You
might
have
Oh
as
to
well
my
put
call it
goodness.
vintage at this point.
vintage. Yeah, it should just glide right through. If you're pushing it, it's time for another one.
I don't even be doing that. I'd be too nervous. I
Oh,
just.
what? To go down it like that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So I took it out and you know, now it's ready for the next step. Can y'all see
Now,
that?
here's something that's good away the way this is installed. So
Mm-hmm.
now that you took, excuse me, the base stitch out, if you flip it over or kind of pull it open, you can see the angles where the baster was. This kind of
Yes.
gives you a visual of where your stitch should be to make sure everything is closed nice and neat.
Right.
Okay, see
Get
that?
all those stitches out because you don't want any of them to get caught.
Yeah, 'cause they can't get caught or they'll jack your zipper up, going up or down.
Okay.
It'll be terrible.
Yeah, that you don't want that. It's not the fun to
So the
try.
only thing, I guess, well, this, so the only thing is, I mean, it's definitely going to be like what you said. I could see it or I could feel it already that
It'll
it's,
be invisible, right? The
yes.
teeth should you should feel the teeth right there on the little creases that the base
Mm-hmm.
stitch left.
Well, I think, so this is what I'm going to say. Again, this is me, not the instruction. But when I base stitched this in, it was more on one side than the other. So what I could see is like when I zip it, you can't, I don't know if you can see this, but
You can see.
so when I unzipping it, what I realized is that one side, I don't know if you can see it, but it's like a little bit of room. The other side, it's over. But when
Oh,
it's
I see
zipping,
what you're saying.
you know what I'm, and that has to do with I didn't have it lined up completely in the
On
middle.
top of the
Right.
on
And
top of
so,
the
but
stitch.
when I zip in it, you're not going to be able, as long as I stitch it in this way, it's going to close perfectly.
Well, it should go over significantly more than what you already did. So really, that basting is it's kind of like it doesn't even exist anymore. Now that
Because
you get
when you get your zipper in and you iron it, that little fold's gonna come out of there.
yeah.
So when
Mm-hmm.
you
Oh,
start sewing, the zipper is
well, then
going
it's
to
not going to be
grab.
right. Because, see, look at this.
No. It's gonna
It's going to
grab the
be right. You're
fabric
trying to grasp it. It's going to pull. You're you can't even see where that it really where your needle is going to be so close to that zipper once you put it in the
Oh, you're
groove
saying
for
that
that.
it's going to sew right there on that edge.
It's
it's
that
gonna
crease is
grab
going
the
to go
fabric
away.
right next to the teeth.
Got it. Okay. Oh, I
Just
understand what you're
trust the
saying.
process, friend. It's gonna yeah. We be trying to
So,
process
trust
everything
the
to make it make
process.
sense.
Can I get a shirt? Trust the process,
I was doing the
please.
same way with Britt with the bags. She was like, "Man, just do it, just do it." I'm
Okay.
like, it doesn't make sense though.
It's the
But yeah,
why.
because you see how you pulling that apart like that.
Yes.
When you put the teeth in that groove over there, it's basically going to do the same thing. It's going to push all of that else out the way,
Out of the way,
and
and it's gonna grab only the fabric that it needs to close.
yes,
So
Okay.
you're gonna have a little extra, but then when you press it, you'll get that out
yeah,
of there.
you'll press it.
Okay. So I got all the little extra pieces out. They're all gone. Now I am what?
Put your zipper foot on now. Your invisible zipper foot.
Okay. Put my zipper foot on.
Look at Brittany. Brittany and Chaos, y'all gonna get put on timeout. Y'all, I mean Brittany and Kaz, y'all gonna get put on timeout.
They always be cutting up and be talking about me.
I'm going to get my chair. The one in that corner, the other one in the other corner. They're getting ready to
Okay.
put on timeout.
Now I um got
She's
my
like,
zipper foot on and
now you're gonna unzip the zipper this time.
I'm unzipping it.
And you're going to do one side at a time. Make sure your seam allowance only.
Oh, thank you. I keep doing that.
I just
I
said, mm-mm,
I know.
mm-mm.
Thank you, friend.
Now, if you take a look at your zipper teeth, they should be right next to originally your baster or somewhere near.
Okay.
Now you getting ready to sew the teeth down. Now do you see how that is?
It should
Yes.
go in the groove. Don't you have grooves on your?
Yes.
Can
I
you
do
go
have.
Right.
closer?
Oh, can I get closer?
Yeah, I just need to make sure you. Oh, okay, I see both sides. There, oh, there we go. That's good right there.
Right. Now you can
That's
see
good.
the zipper
So
foot too.
your finger, that left, yeah, it needs to be right in that groove. No, nope. You go
The
back.
other groove.
The other side. I guess it's
The
on our
other groove.
opposite.
Which? Oh, okay.
The first one. It should go to the. Oh,
I'm trying to
And
open
it's
it
the
up.
groove is gonna hug the zipper teeth just like
yeah.
this. And it's gonna move it out of the way so the needle can drop.
Mine's
Okay.
essentially my left goes to the left, the right goes to the right. So I don't know
She
if
has
it's
to set her machine. I
I'm
can't see what her
on. Let me
machine
tell
is.
you where I'm at. I am on. I'm doing the left side.
so that it should be your.
So this is my right one, closest to the opening.
No,
Then
put it
your
to the
needle
left
needs
one.
to be on the right.
Oh
Hmm?
yeah, I have to move my needle over. Okay. Yes.
And then you should be in the left groove.
Wait, your hole is wide enough to do that? To move
Yeah,
it?
it's a little teeny hole.
That's okay. It'll feed right in there.
All right. Let's see.
Just drop it down.
Yours is a little wider. That's what I was trying to see. Is your thing wide?
Okay. So it's in there, and I'm going all the way over as close as I can.
Now walk the first couple of steps. Get those fingers off of that zipper coil. Walk the
Because
first couple of
the,
steps.
like that zipper needs to be inside of that hole.
Inside the little slit hole.
That
Okay.
little hole. Not on
The
the
zipper teeth need to be in the slit in the front
yeah,
of
and
your
that
zipper.
slit. Mm-hmm.
Right.
Okay. I feel like it's in there.
You should see it in there.
Yeah.
Well,
Take
it's
off.
okay. There we go.
There you go.
Okay.
Can
Now,
you see that?
Yep.
yeah.
Okay.
Now take that finger off of there because the zipper foot's going to do that work for you.
Okay.
Okay. All you do
Okay.
is guide the zipper.
Just guide the
Okay.
zipper, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Don't pull the coils open because you don't.
Okay.
You're not. You only do that if you're using a regular zipper foot, but you're
Okay.
not.
All
All right.
right.
Let it work. Let it roll.
Let's rock and roll, kid.
It looked like a big stitch.
I know you still have it on.
Oh, I do. It
Base.
is. Sorry. Yep.
Her
Lord.
sewing machine is going like this.
Right. Like no, we don't want no basic stitch for it.
No.
We don't want to have to
I
keep
know.
doing this over again.
There you go.
I feel like it's right in there.
Stop
It
moving
is. It
that.
should.
It is in there.
It's
Stop
pretty
moving it
much
with your finger though.
Okay.
sticking your zipper up so that it can get close to it. You see how it's rolling it back so it can
Oh
get
my goodness. It's so close. It feels like it's in the dang on zipper.
That's fine. Keep on going. We'll look at it after you get done. This is only the first one.
So you moved your.
Can y'all see this?
Yeah,
Yep.
you're not going to be able to get.
Flip
Just
that. No. Flip it the other way. We
Oh,
need to
okay.
be on the wrong side. There you go.
yeah. Just stop when you get to the.
When you get to the zipper pull, that's when you stop.
Yeah, there you go.
Do one back stitch.
Okay.
Yeah, you
All
don't
right.
have to be on no back stitch on no zipper on that
Yeah.
line because you've been them back right up onto the teeth.
Okay. Look at that. All right.
Right. We can't see, so you
Oh, sorry. Okay. Let me see.
so zip it.
Zip it up and
zip
see
it
if
up
it's
so you
Okay.
gonna
can see
zip
the difference.
smooth. Now, if it doesn't zip smooth, that means you got some threads on the teeth, and you can see the threads on the teeth. Actually,
All right. Let me see. It's not. Let me see. Something's happening. All right, hold on. Let me.
Yeah, move your zoom out some.
Okay.
That's good.
Okay. So can you see that?
See, yours is different.
Mhm.
Like I said,
I can
I
tell it's.
I never move my
I feel like the fabric is.
zipper, my needle, because
It's
my little
so.
hole don't have.
You don't have a
This.
left and a right. I
Yeah,
have a left and a
mine's
right
my
on
little. You
mine.
see how
So let me
small that?
say this thing is so close. I think I made it too close.
I have a left and a right on
If
mine,
that's
and she
possible.
does on hers.
Yeah. So yours is.
It won't zip in because it is zipping in, but it's this thing is
It's no
when
something is yeah. It's touching.
it
It's too
is
close.
it's too close. I put it all the way to the edge, and it
Now
is
open it up. Open,
okay.
pull that zipper up. Get under the light and look at the teeth and see if you see some threads intersecting the teeth. Because
Yes,
if you take a
Yeah, I
look
can
at
see
it,
it.
you can.
Yours right there. That
it's yeah. They're
yeah,
in the
right
teeth.
there. You got it. Mm-hmm.
It's there.
Right. Now you actually can see where it's not supposed to go and where it is supposed to go.
Yes. So I needed to put it a little bit over.
Yeah.
It's they're in the teeth. So I
And
got to
also
take them.
too, LaShawn, if you feel like we're not there. So if you ever feel when you're doing this, like, oh, it's too close, stop
Well,
and
it
check
so
it.
did it went in there.
Cause yeah,
It
it's
didn't
like
give
that
it any
kind of that.
resistance.
Then you'll be doing this.
Yeah, and this
Dig
is
it
not.
out.
This is not.
So
This
I
ain't
think what
what
I'm
you
gonna
want.
do is I'm just gonna do I'm not gonna take this out. I'm just gonna do another one
Or do
because
the other side.
I
Do the
guess I
other
But
could.
you
side
still
just to
can't zip it
practice
up
the stitch.
though.
Yeah, I won't be
No.
able to zip it.
She won't be able to zip it, but she can practice stitching inside the coil now that she knows
Knows
where
how
it's
to put
the
it
needle's
right
supposed
because
to
I
drop.
needed to put. I put it. I don't know if you could see this, but
Yeah, that's
in
above my.
this.
I don't got all that.
Hold on. Can you see that?
We can
So
see it,
I
friend.
moved this little dot all the way to the edge, and it needs to be over just a little
Oh,
bit.
look at that. Let me see. Yeah, I don't have that. That's cute. It's fancy.
Well, I'm not gonna say nothing because Kyle's will be down there talking stuff. All right.
Yeah, y'all fancy.
So that's what I did. Okay, but no, but this is helpful because now I see. I mean, this thing is. It is. There's no zipper. There's. Let me see if I can close this thing. No, I can't close it.
You're not gonna be
You're
able
not
to,
gonna be.
but
But
You're
look how
gonna have
close
to.
this is on this one. If you could see that, this
You
is
see how close? Yeah, that's how it's supposed to be in
that's
this.
how
Vegetable.
it's supposed to look.
Yep, that's
Look
how.
at
Aisha,
that.
hold your dress up again. Hold it up again.
Can you
Hold
see
the back
it?
of your hold your dress up again.
Oh,
So what happens is it's that close because it's covering up the zipper tape, which it's supposed to.
Miss Karen, you want to
Right. It's
go?
covered up the whole. Like you can't even see. There's no zipper tape on this side.
And you're not
All
supposed
of
to.
this black is for this side.
Exactly. See her example? You're not
Yes,
supposed to
there's
see
none.
any zipper tape. If
But
you
I'm
see
curious
any
how you
zipper
do
tape,
this part, because how you do that without. But I mean, that's a whole nother situation. Because I don't. I need to know how you do that. Yeah.
Yeah, this is.
it's mad.
I'm gonna do this again. So I'm
Oh, you
gonna do a video just so I like once I practice. Now that I know, I'm gonna do a separate video. Now that I know, I'm gonna do it tonight. In fact, but not on live.
Here's an FYI for you. That piece that you have right there,
Yeah.
keep that so you can see where you're supposed to stitch, where you're
Yes.
not supposed to stitch. You got an example of what to do and what not to do.
Yes. No, you are
Then when
so
you
right.
get good at it, then you can take that piece, you can throw it away. Don't pick the zipper out. I don't
or write
reuse
your
it.
Oh yeah,
on
I'm
your
not taking this
notes.
out.
You know, since you have
That's what
numbers,
I stuck
write it
this
in
in
your
one,
notes.
and I said
LaShawn.
no. What you're not gonna do is take this out. This is in. This is here to stay.
Well, now, LaShawn, since you're note takers, when you do it, you can write it in your notes. Okay, when I do the zipper, I put it on number, whatever,
Right.
whatever little fancy stuff y'all got going on over there. Because mine's don't. It's just, what you see is what you get. If I press anything, it's still not gonna do nothing.
Look at that. That is just amazing. I mean, I
Mm-hmm.
messed up, but you could still see. Like you,
Yeah.
if you want to see any example, this is where the basting stitch is still there before I started, and this is there's
You
no
leave that
zipper.
basting stitch there. I do.
Yeah,
Miss Carol, do you take yours out? I don't take it out. I leave the basting stitch
I
that I
don't
get from
use
the.
it. I don't use it.
Oh, you don't
yeah.
do this stitch. Okay,
No, this
so
is the basting stitch for the zipper. You don't
Oh,
use.
okay.
Yeah, this is the zipper basting stitch. So,
Now,
but
when
so I
if I base
started
my zippers
below.
in, I just leave it in.
Yeah, so I
yeah,
started
I
below
don't
that.
take
That's
it
why you
out
still
because you
see this part because I started below it. But just it gives you a good idea of how
close it
you
gets.
could see the line. Like this is the line from the zipper and it just disappeared. It's gone. Do you see what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
how I mean it's too close. That's why I can't zip in it. But when I
Well,
if I would backed it up just a teeny bit, it
when
would have
I
been
base my zippers in, though, I base them in by hand. I
oh,
usually
you
don't
base them by
zip them.
hand. Oh, okay. I,
Get somebody else to do it.
That's right. All right. Well, first of all, ladies, I appreciate you. I thank you for all of your instruction. I've learned so much. And can y'all please show our ladies some love by giving them? Oh, y'all already been throwing them the
Oh
roses.
yeah,
Okay,
we
let me
good. We
wait a minute.
thank
No, wait a
y'all.
minute. I want to give you something. Let me give you something because I appreciate you. All right, who did I give that to? Okay, let me
I
give one.
just saw something.
Oh yes. Okay, great. I just want to
Oh,
give y'all
that's
something
cute.
because I
Thank
appreciate you. I feel like you all have you are the experts when it comes to zipper. Like I said, when I put these in, I literally watch a YouTube video every time I put them in because I can never remember the instructions, but I follow directions really well. So this is also really helpful for me. I'm going to do a video on the invisible zipper. I'm going to do a video on the what did we learn about the Welt zipper?
you. Here.
And I'm gonna go and watch your videos, Miss Carol, on the lap zipper, which we didn't talk a whole lot about it, but I heard you throw it out there as another example of a zipper.
That's what you're in the
And
group now, right?
said, I am in the group, so
Okay.
I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna find it. But I'm a person that learns by
What
doing.
group?
I need to hear it over and over and over again, as you can see, because I've done some zippers and I feel like they turned out okay. But every time I do it, I feel like I'm doing it for the first time because I haven't been able to master it. I don't do it enough. So this instruction is really, really helpful. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, Britt. And I hope for those that listen, you all learn and you can see like you, not everybody's going to be expert, but it doesn't mean that you shouldn't try to do it.
Right.
And you don't have to get on live and be the best at everything. Why? Because we have all these amazing women and men that know what they're doing and are here to help us. And so again, I thank you, Miss Carol. I thank you, Aisha. I thank you, Britt, for coming on our Get Social Live. And
You're
I will see you
welcome.
all next Friday. We're gonna do scrub pants to go with the scrub tops that we made last week. So thank y'all so much. Have a wonderful Friday. Thank y'all,
Aisha, I have
everybody,
a
for joining our
Facebook group.
live.
That's what you're talking about.
Say
Oh,
it
I
okay.
have
again.
I
a
didn't know.
Facebook
Is it
group.
your name? What
It's
is
called
your?
Carol's Sewing Corner.
Okay, I'm gonna go
And
join.
it's in the guides. The guide section is where all of that zipper stuff is. I have video and
God,
everything.
okay. Everybody got that? It's Carol's Sewing Corner on it's Facebook,
Facebook.
right?
Facebook.
Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
Miss Carol has lots of videos. She is like the professor when it comes to sewing. So make sure y'all follow her, join her group. And then we have Aisha here from Laurier Designs, who also is expert on invisible zippers and bags and clothes. And
Gorgeous dresses.
Uh,
Gorgeous
Bags,
dresses.
ma'am.
I mean, you do make a bag.
That was my
Gorgeous
own little
dresses.
rendition of a clutch bag.
That's a bag, and I love that bag. I get so many
Okay,
compliments
all
every time
right.
I wear that bag.
Just don't. I don't want nobody coming to me about no bags. I'm just gonna.
Okay, so don't come to her with the bag, but she does have an amazing bag that she makes and that she did a live with us. So, and then we have Miss Britt, who is a bag girly,
There
but
That's
you
the
also
go.
bag
now is
lady.
making dresses.
Bag lady.
So make sure you follow them if you aren't already following them. And thank you all, everyone, for showing them so much love by giving them all the roses. Thank y'all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I will see y'all next Friday. Bye. She said I'm
I'm
retired.
retired.
You ain't retired.
Oh,
Bye,
you know what?
everybody.
Don't pay her no mind. See
Right.
y'all.